Hangout, baby! Yeah! Healthy snack! Healthy snack! Yo! Fears. Audience fears. Brand new shirt. Look. More brains. Tarman eating suicide's brains out. Yeah, dude. Coffee first. An oldie but a goodie. My original security officer mug. I was doing security way back at it was like a communications type of place, and I forgot the name of the company, but they had 6 floors, and they were always handing out, like, they were doing parties, and they would give out stuff, and they said it was kind of like a communications, like on hub. The better, so it dealt with communications and internet and stuff like that, and I did security there, and they're like, "Hey, Fierce, do you want a free mug?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." So I haven't used the original coffee mug in quite a long time. Here we are. Ooh, now we're talking. All right, back at it again with another live. There's some topics that I wanted to talk about yesterday that I didn't get to. So I want to do it today, and everybody was going live today, so I had to wait my turn like everybody else does, so I just thought I would get it in. I hope you guys are doing great. I hope you guys are doing awesome. I hope you're doing fantastic. I'm not going to lie. Some of the week was good. Some of the week was bad. Some of the weekend was good. Some of the weekend was bad. That's the best way to put it. There was a lot of crazy stuff going on this week and this weekend. A lot of rumors and lies and deceptions and rehashings and unnecessary bullshit and Discord stuffs and people messing on their phone for too long, and it was a whole bunch of crazy stuff. It was, I don't know what the hell was going on. It was a lot of shit. But yeah, so there's some things that I didn't get to on my last stream that I wanted to get to on this stream. So yeah. On a good note, this new t-shirt it's a rockin'. It's really nice and loose and very comfortable. Very comfortable. So atomichorror.com. Always. They come through again, my friends. All right. Well, I'm going to call Lantern before he goes off to bed, he buys, because he was on the Yakbo show. I missed the Yakbo show. I caught about the last 10 minutes of it where Dan was talking. So, yeah. I took a nap. So, I didn't want to watch it because I just knew what it was going to be. Another rehashing. And I just didn't feel it. Now, I will say I did have a very nice conversation with Yak off air. It was very nice. It was very, very nice. I didn't want to keep talking to him because he has to get up for that. I forgot what type of schooling he's in. I don't know if he's going for his master's or he said it's a school night. So I didn't want to keep talking to him because I know he needs his rest. And I would be a jerk if I just kept talking, but we were talking, and he just sent me a little heart emoji. I just said, I'll let you get some sleep, man. I'll read this tomorrow. Well, I'll probably read it after the live. We can talk tomorrow. Have a good night, because you got to go to school or whatever program you're in, because I forgot, so I don't want you to be drained of energy. But we were talking for quite a while. Quite a while. He was giving me advice. I was listening and I was chatting back. It was a very nice conversation. It wasn't bad. It was not bad whatsoever. It was a very nice conversation. And Fears has got some things to work on. So, but I do want to talk about a few things before we get going. I called my boss. I'm just going to let you guys know I'm not going into work tonight for two reasons. One, because I had a shitty week and a kind of shitty weekend. Some parts were good. A lot of parts were bad, but some parts were good. I said, do you need me? And he said, not really. He's like, do you not want to come in tonight? I was like, no. So I'm not going to go in. I'm going in tomorrow night. He's like, well, Fears, he goes, I was going to text you anyway. He goes, well, we're not, things aren't really that busy tonight. So I was going to ask you anyway if you wanted to come in or not. I said, no, I'm good. So there's that. So I'm just being upfront and honest. So I'm not going into work tonight. Tomorrow for sure. But yeah, let me call Lantern before he nods off to sleep. And I'll see what Lantern's up to, and then I just want to talk for a couple of minutes off, not with the chat on, because I know some people are like, Fears, just turn on the chat. I can't get everything out if I'm looking at the chat, so I just want to talk to you guys for a couple of minutes, and then I'll come on in and say hi. So yeah. All right, let me call Lantern. But I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are doing awesome. Lantern. Yo, Lantern. Jesus. What was that? Was that a pig snorting? Hello? What was that noise, Lantern? Was that you snoring? Lantern?
What?
Wake up, Banjo. Wake up. Wake up, Banjo. Banjo, was that you snoring or was that a pig? Or was that a pig? Okay, I thought that was a pig snoring. I heard a, I was like, damn, is that a pig snoring? I'm like, what the hell's going on? All right, Banjo, wake your ass up and go into the other room and get Lantern.
What's up?
Yo! What's up, Lantern? How you been, Lantern? What's going on, Twin? What's up, Twin? How you been, Twin? Hey, Twin, guess what? I just ate about 10 minutes ago. A payday! Oh, shit, I said it again. My bad.
Yeah,
Wait, Lantern, it wasn't a payday. It was, it was a Snickers. It was a Snickers. You thought I was going to say it, Lantern. Lantern, I got a fart coming. Yeah. Oh.
Alarm.
No, false alarm. Sorry about that. I almost had it, Lantern. It was hanging in there by a thread.
Yeah.
Lantern, how was your weekend?
Good. How you doing?
It was all right. It was okay. I'm not gonna lie, Lantern. There was a little drama, but it was all right. It was okay. Hey, but guess what? I won at golf, so now I got my golf championship back. I got 3 hole-in-ones, buddy. Lantern, do you like mini golf?
Yeah.
All right, when you come, Lantern, if you and your sister ever come down to visit Fears, I'll take you and play. Do you know how to play mini golf?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Lantern, if your sister allows you to come down here, I'll take you to Disney and then we'll go to mini golf. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
I'll get you in a vlog.
Yeah.
Because Lantern, I know you want to be in one of Fears vlogs. That's right. We'll play. Lantern, what type of golf do you want to play? Do you want to play mini golf inside, outside?
Doesn't matter.
All right, okay. I just want to make sure.
I like both.
All right, yeah, because I like both too. Sometimes it gets way too hot out here, to play outside, and so like the last time, me, Dave, Zach, Tina, we played inside, but this time we played outside, but we played at nighttime. So in the vlog, you guys are gonna see us playing golf at nighttime, but they had the lights lit up and they had waterfalls and it was nice and cool at night. But during the daytime, Lantern, it gets pretty hot,
Yeah.
Anyway, I missed all of Yak's show up until the last 10 minutes. I caught the tail end of it. I caught the last 10 minutes. Was it a good live?
Yeah.
I took a nap, so yeah. So,
Yep.
but something outside woke me up, and then I was like, "Oh, is Yak still live?" And I caught about the last 10 minutes. But
What we getting outside?
what up?
What we get?
I don't know.
outside?
I heard some noise. Maybe it was a car driving by. I have no idea, Landon. But something woke me up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was one of those damn cats outside.
Yeah, now.
No, I'm just joking. All right. Landon, how have the cats been doing, buddy? Are your cats doing good? That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Well, Landon, I hope you have a great week. I hope everybody has a great week, including me. I hope it's a better week because I had a shitty week. Well, not a shitty week, but I had a okay week. I had an okay week. Yeah. All right, Landon. Well, spread the link, and I'll see you in the chat. I do got some important things to talk about, and then I'll be in there. All right.
Okay, I'm in the chat already.
All right. Well, Landon, you keep everybody company in chat. I'm going to take like 5 or 10 minutes and try to make it real quick and talk about some serious issues. And then I'll be in there, and then we'll get to all the fun stuff. All right?
Yes. All right.
All right. Hey, Lantern. Damn.
Yeah.
Pew.
Eee.
That was a silent one, Lantern. That was stinky.
Evidently.
Yeah, silent but deadly. You got it, Lantern.
Yeah.
Lantern, I know you be in that sleeping bag ripping those farts silent but deadly.
Yeah.
God only knows how much that sleeping bag is stinking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. I'll see you later. Shunk.
Okay.
Lantern is awesome. Up. Lantern is a great friend. Lantern, I'll tell you what. Lantern is really good at, we all have, our good points about us and our bad points. There is no bad points with Lantern. Lantern is all good. I wish I could say the same about myself. Fears has a lot of good points about him. I've got a lot of bad points about him, about me. Not about him, about me. That's what I meant to say. But with Lantern, it's all good points. Lantern can always cheer me up. All right, so I just wanted to talk about a few things. And I'm going to try... How do I want to word this? You guys know. You guys are my buddies. You guys are my pals. You know Fears is not good with confrontation. I hate confrontation. You guys know I'm not good at... I've gotten better at apologizing. The young Fears would be like, yeah, fuck you, I'm not apologizing. The older Fears, though, the older you get, the more wiser you get. If someone gives you an apology, I will absolutely give them an apology now. I started, really, when I was younger, if I thought somebody deserved an apology, then I would apologize to them. But in my teens, I was like, there's no way I'm apologizing. I think the only people that I would apologize to when I was younger, like in high school, was my best buddy, Eric, my mom, and my dad. But anyone else was like, nah, you're not getting an apology from me. But I've gotten wiser. Now I apologize if I offend someone or whatever, Anyway, so I'm going to try to make this as quickly as possible because I want to get to the fun stuff. So, all right, here we go. So, I don't even know where to start because I don't want to get in more hot water. I don't want to get in more trouble. I don't want another rehashing stream. I'm going to try and... So, okay. So there was a few things. So first of all, me and Yak had a very nice conversation, so that's good. It was very nice. It wasn't bad. It was a very nice... I didn't watch his stream. I didn't want to because I was like, I don't know if it's going to be... I said, whatever it may be, I said, I just don't want to watch it. I've been really stressed out. I mean, beyond belief. So I went to sleep, and then like I said, something woke me up outside. I don't know what. And then I got a text before I went to sleep, and that's when I was like, hey, you know what, man? I'm just not going to come in. I'm so stressed out. And I'm sure the trolls are going to give me hell, but I don't care. Just some days you just need a day off. I'm like, I don't feel like working. I'm just going to chill. And he's like, oh, it's all right, Fierce. We're not that busy tonight. And I'm like, are you sure? I'm like, I'll come in if I absolutely have to. And he was like, no. He's like, you're good. I was like, all right, cool. So there's that. I'm not afraid to say what I want to say, but I just don't want any more crap. Okay, so I personally think once something is squashed, it's squashed. That's me. You know, like I would never rehash things. Oh, let's do another rehashing stream. That's just me. I've told that to Yak, so I'm not talking behind his back. That's my if he wants to do it, do it. You know, because he's gonna do whatever he wants to do. You know, because it's his show. He doesn't tell me how to do my show. Yeah. Now I will say, towards the end of it, I didn't like. Well, not like is not really a good word. Well, I didn't like it, but whatever. I'm having a hard time coming up with the words. I put just as amount of effort into my live streams and in my vlogs as Zach might. I just don't think it's a personal competition. Some people do. Some people on YouTube think. Now, I'm not saying about anyone in the community. Some people think it's a competition. It's not. Like Zach does his. Like when Zach does his lives, he doesn't really pick any topics. He just lets people shoot the shit. I pick topics for a couple reasons. One, there's some. I've never thought I was an interesting person ever. I'm okay. But am I Tom Cruise? No. Am I ever going to hit 100,000? No. Am I Adam the Woo? I wish, but no. Yeah, I'm never going to have Adam the Woo status. So at the beginning, when I first did streams, I would just shoot the shit. Sometimes I shoot the shit with you guys, and I love talking to my loving and loyal fans. That's not a problem. That is not a problem. I just don't think I'm. Like Mr. Beast is way popular. He's way more interesting than me. So I just didn't like when they were talking about Fierce needs to put more effort into his equipment. And I was like, what are you talking about? I just bought a new camera. You know, I actually like GoPros. They're little. I can put them in my pocket. I'm a short guy, so I just like grab it and I vlog it like that. I like Adam the Woo's setup, but the thing about Zach's camera is you have to push that thing up and down, and it cuts off the shot and stuff. I like the setup, though, so eventually I'd like to get it. But some people don't think that GoPro is new. It's absolutely 100% new, and let me show you something. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but on my GoPro, right? This is a brand new GoPro. I've had it for maybe 8 or 9 months. Before I bought this GoPro, I was using the GoPro that my dad got me. That GoPro I used for a lot of years. And I remember it was about, 9 or 10 months ago. This is fairly new. It was around 9 or 10 months ago. I was with Randall when it happened. And we were playing back the footage, and he's like, Fierce, why does your footage, it's really loud, and then it goes soft? Well, what happened was, my dad bought me that GoPro, and I haven't got rid of it. It's still in my room, and that GoPro is sitting right next to my picture of my dad, because that was the last gift that my dad bought me before he died. So I'll never get rid of that. Whether it works or not, that's the last gift of my dad. Well, obviously I'm not going to throw that away. And I said, I don't know, Randall. I said, the audio's been kind of quirky the last couple of months. And come to find out, I don't know why. It's only ever happened with this GoPro. My brother bought me my first GoPro. It was a GoPro Hero 4. He bought it off the internet used. That still works. I still have that as a backup. It's in my camera bag in my other room. So if anything goes wrong with this, I can just bust out that old GoPro Hero 4. I haven't used it in years because there's been no need. But if I dropped this and this broke before I bought a new camera, I would bust out my GoPro Hero 4. So the audio started fucking up on it about 9 or 10 months ago. And so this is fairly new. And around there, I don't remember the exact how many months. It was around 9 or 10 months. So I don't want people thinking I'm lying. It was around that. An approximation of that. So I said, I don't know, Randall, the audio's kind of... And eventually the audio crapped out. And while I was hanging out with Randall, I said, you know what, Randall? I said, fuck this. I said, I need to get a new camera. I need to upgrade my camera anyway. And he said, well, you know what, Fears? I got brand new GoPro Hero 12s. And I said, well, I like using GoPro. I said, where are they? He's like, Best Buy. He's like, there's a Best Buy near my house. Let's go. I went and bought it. So this is fairly new. Now it's becoming obsolete because they just came out with the GoPro Hero 13 last time I looked. I think that's the newest one. Let me see. I think it's either the 13 or the 14. What is the newest GoPro? I'm sorry, it is. It's the GoPro Hero Black 13. So it's fairly new. So, like I said, I bought this around 9 or 10 months ago because every year I think they make a new product. So I'm pretty close on that. I'm not 100% sure when I bought this, but it's fairly new. So if anyone, so I'm going to tackle that room like, oh, Fears never buys any new equipment. This is brand new. Why would I get another camera if this is brand new or fairly new? I'm going to use this until it breaks. When this breaks, I'll probably buy a brand new setup. I'll try another camera. I'll take a break from GoPros. Whatever. I like GoPros. I've never had a problem with GoPros. They have a wide... The only thing I don't like is you can't... I wish they would make a GoPro where there was a button and you could push and you could zoom in. You can't zoom in with these. My old GoPro, at least this one has... Here, I'll show you. Like my old GoPro, right, didn't even have a screen in the back. So now I can actually see what the hell I'm filming, you know. The other one, the one that my dad bought me, I'd have to do an approximation. I'm like, well, there's no backing on this, so I'm gonna have to be. I hope to God the shot is that way. All right, here we go. You know, now I can see what I'm filming here, and I can see what I'm filming here. So now I can be like, yo, what's up? It's Fierce, and you know, and I know what the hell I'm filming. Anyway, so this is brand new. So I just want that to be put to rest because I heard like, oh, he doesn't invest in his stuff. I'm like, that's not true. I just bought this, and I'm going to use this. When this breaks, I'll buy something else new. So there's that. The second one, I don't want to give this person's name out because then they'll be giving this person shit. He said, Fierce, let me ask you something. He's like, do you actually like drama? And I said, no, I don't. I said, I know some trolls think I do, but I don't. And he said, well, I'm just going to give you some advice, man. He goes, I know, like, when people are on you and 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 on you, your go-to thing is to defend yourself. And he goes, if you defend yourself and you get mad, you're just giving them. He goes, my personal thing, he goes, I would just not talk about drama on your show because then they can't do a rehashing of this and a rehashing of that. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, don't even say my name on camera. I said, oh, I won't. And he's like, but that would be my advice. Just focus on your topics. Focus on your project. He's like, Fierce, you are so far behind in your vlogs. I was like, true. And he's like, when are you going to get to them? He's like, you're all worried about, oh, who said this and who said that? And oh, God. I'm like, yeah, you're right. And he goes, it's the internet, man. He goes, some people are going to be dicks. Some people are not going to be dicks. Some people are going to be awesome. Some people are not going to be awesome. And he goes, Fierce, like, I know you get mad and stuff. We all do. But he's like, deep down, you're a good guy. And he goes, I don't think anyone thinks that you're evil. I was like, I don't know, man. I'm like, I've said some pretty outlandish things when I've gotten mad. He goes, yeah, but you get mad, Fierce, and then like a day or two later, you're fine. I'm like, yeah, because I've cooled down. And I told this friend, I said, I hate that side of me. It's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde shit. I'm like, I wish the happy-go-lucky Fears could stay here all the time. Because that is when I'm in the best mood. That's when the vlogs are going nuts and I'm pumping out the content. And we're shooting the shit and we're having a good time. And, you know, the streams be rocking. And now it feels sometimes lately that YouTube is like a chore. It hasn't been fun for a while because people just keep harping on me. Whether it's, and I'm not going to say anything bad about Larry because I've said so much about Larry. We all know it'd be pointless to make fun of Larry because I don't like him. He doesn't like me. We'll just leave it at that. It becomes more like a job now because Larry will not stop. He's on this warpath. I wish people would just cut me some slack. I was talking to my friend the other day, and he goes, "Why don't you just quit, Fears?" And I said, "Well, I said if I quit, then they win." And I said I don't want to quit. I said because when everything is chill and I'm having a good time, then those are the days I love making content and making YouTube and stuff. And he's like, "Well, why don't you just like instead of quitting?" He goes, "Well, my bad, Fears. I didn't mean quit. Like, why don't you just focus on your video?" And I said, "Well, I like both, man." I said, "I really do." I said, "I like taking like 2 days off and getting some videos in, and then doing like a live on Wednesday and Thursday." And he's like, "Well, you need to find some type of balance." He's like, "You're so far behind." And he's like, "Why don't you be like your friend?" Like, I didn't say Vision's name, but he goes, "I just told my friend, I said, I have this friend that just doesn't give a shit about anything except for his business and his friends and his family." He's like, "Well, why don't you just do that?" I said, "It's hard." I said, "It's hard." I said, "They know what buttons to push." And I said, "I've tried." I said, "It's so hard not to, like, that's not right. Like, I know what I did. I know what the hell I said, you know?" And he's like, "Well, I know it's hard." He goes, "But I think," he goes, "you'll be better off if you just don't talk about drama on your show or in your vlogs." And I said, "I'll do my very best." I said, "I really will." I said, because then he's right. Then there wouldn't be another rehashing of it. Now, I do want to come clean about something. If you watch the vlog back, I personally, you guys can think whatever you want to believe, because I think you guys are starting to believe me more because I haven't lied in a long time. I shoot very quickly. So maybe this is why Zach thought this, and I'm not throwing Zach under the bus. I want to make that perfectly clear. Zach, if you felt like I was rushing you out of that store, I will absolutely apologize. And I do apologize, Zach. I personally don't think I was rushing him out of the store. I shoot very quickly. When we walked in, I was like, I don't need any makeup because I don't wear makeup. I said, I don't need a nose. But it was interesting. I said, oh, cool. They got some props. They got some monster and Halloween makeup. And I said, hey, Zach. I said this off camera. I said, hey, Zach, while you're doing your thing and you're finding your nose, I said, I'm going to vlog a little bit. I went around, and the store wasn't that big. So I was able to get that part of the vlog within, I don't know, 3 or 4 shots. So at the end of Zach's vlog, you guys heard me 100% say, hey, Zach, I'm all good, man. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I said something to the effect of, hey, man, I'm all done. I got all my shots. And I said, I'm ready when you are, which implies, hey, Zach, whenever you're ready, I'm ready. That's what I said. I said, hey, Zach, I'm done. I got all my shots. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready. I don't feel like I rushed him whatsoever. And then he went, oh, and he goes, really? And I said, yeah. I said, I shoot real quickly. I got my shots. I said, whenever you're ready, let's go. There was a really nice, cute lady in there, so you guys heard Fears in the back. I was macking. I was chatting with her. I waited for a while, but I wasn't harping on. I wasn't like saying, "Hey Zach, come on, hurry!" I wasn't doing any of that. So I don't know how he thought I was rushing him, because that would feel like you're rushing. If I kept going, "Hey Zach, come on, we gotta go." I didn't do any of that. I just said, "Hey Zach, I got my shots. I'm ready whenever you are, bro." That's usually what I say whenever we go to Atomic Horror or whatever. Whenever we went to like some restaurant that Dave wanted to go to, I had finished eating. I'm like, hey, whenever you guys are ready, I'm ready. You know, whatever. You know, that's usually what I say. I've said that since I was like 16. I'm like, hey, whenever you guys are ready, whenever you guys want to go, I'm cool. I'm ready to go whenever you guys are. I personally don't think, but I guess he took it the wrong way, and I don't know if he's going to re-edit it or not. I said, Zach, why did you put all that stuff at the end of your vlog? And I'm not throwing him under the bus. And he said, well, I felt like you were rushing me. And I said, yeah, but I said, I would never say anything mean about you and put it in a vlog like that at the end. Like he said, oh, I got to get out of here because I don't want to make Fears mad. I'm like, you wouldn't make me mad. And I said, Zach, I said, me personally, I said, I would never have done that. And I said, it would be nice if you could re-edit that part and put your vlog back up. And I said, you don't have to, but I said I would appreciate it. So whether he does it or not, so I'm telling you guys the truth. And again, you guys can believe me, you guys cannot believe me. I'm telling the honest to God truth. Maybe he misunderstood. I literally said, hey, Zach, I got all my shots. Whenever you're ready to go, I'm ready. That's exactly what I meant. Like, hey, I'll wait until you're ready. And it seemed like he was ready. But I swear on my father's grave, I swear, I did not say, hey, Zach, come on, we got to go. I didn't say any of that. I didn't say, hey, hey, come on, we got to get to Atomic. I didn't say any of that crap. I just said, hey, Zach, I got all my shots. Whenever you're ready to go, I'm ready to go, So, you guys can believe what you want. I didn't rush him, though. I didn't rush him. And people can believe what they want to believe. I still stand by, I never peer pressured him into anything. So, you guys can believe whatever you want to believe. I gave him suggestions. I said, Zach, Larry's going to be Larry. Larry's going to do whatever the hell Larry's going to do. I personally would block him. But I didn't say, oh, Zach, you have to block him. I didn't say it like that. So, again, you guys can believe whatever you want to believe. So, anyway, I just wanted to cover that because I was like, well, I don't want them thinking that I rushed Zach out of that store when I really didn't. And I don't like when people put words in my mouth. And so I talked to Zach tonight before Yakov's, and I said, I would really like it if you would re-edit that part. I said, I would never do that to you, dude. I said, because you're airing out all of our dirty laundry, and I said, we should just be able to hash it. I mean, it was a whole world of shit this weekend. Zach was dealing with all the trolls and all that stuff, and all the nudes and all that other crap, and he was on his phone. I'm just like, oh, God, I'm like, this is fucking nuts. And I'm just like, whatever. So there was a whole lot going on, but I had a conversation with Zach, and it went pretty good. He apologized to me. I apologized to him. I don't like to harp on the past. I just said, hey, look, man, I said, in the future, I said, if you got a problem, you let me know. You let me know. And he said he would. And I'll give you an example, like, I wouldn't say me and Mike had a falling out, but he said some things that I didn't like. I said some things I'm sure that he didn't like. And I guess he's just taking a break from me. And I mentioned this idea. And I guess whenever Zach was all mad today and yesterday, he mentioned something to Kate. Well, of course, we all know how Kate is. She just told the entire community. And I was like, well, I didn't want everyone to know that me and Mike have not talked for weeks. I've tried to reach out to him. Every time I try to reach out to him, he blocks me. And so Dave reached out to him, and he said, Mike doesn't want to talk right now, but he said at some point he will reach out to me, and we're going to hash this out. And I said, great. So before this weekend, I said, well, hey, I said, how about this? I don't think this is bad. I said, why don't we, I said, I think he'd be more inclined to talk and hash it out if he didn't know I was coming. My plan didn't work because Zach reached out to him and Dave reached out to him and he didn't respond. So it wouldn't have worked anyway. But my thought process was, hey, if we all get him to come out, we could just sit down and talk. And be like, hey, man, I was just trying to help you. I was just trying to tell you the rules of the community. If I came on too strong, I'm sorry. Stuff like that. And things got a little out of hand, and I apologize. Hope we can still be friends, and let's just squash this. So eventually, whenever he wants to, he's going to reach out. And I have nothing but respect for Mike, and I think he's a great guy. Just, things unfolded, and I wish they didn't unfold the way they did. And I'm not going to say what was said because I don't want to spread any more drama. But I said, Zach, that's an example of you shouldn't have told the community. I said, because once they find out about that stuff, it's going to be like like a monsoon of chaos. And then they're going to be like, well, I wonder what Fierce said. I wonder what Mike said. It's no one's business but me and Mike's. And I wasn't going to say anything, but because Zach told everybody, so now you know, Mike, I was going to keep it between you and me, but Zach had to say something. And I get it. He was angry about this weekend and the nudes and all that other fucking shit. So, yeah. So, anyway. So, at some point, I thought I would just come clean. Mike had a conversation with Dave and said, at some point I will reach out to Fears and we'll try to talk this out. And I said, that would be great, Dave, thanks. So my logic was, Dave, if we come clean and just say, hey, Mike, we're all going out this weekend, me, or Dave, Fears, Zach, James, I know for a fact he wouldn't have came out. So I was like, well, Dave, I said, I've tried to reach out to him. I said, every time I've reached out, I reached out on TikTok, Facebook, every single time he blocked me. The only thing he hasn't blocked me on is YouTube. So that's why I haven't been in his chat, because I'm trying to give him some space. I thought the minute I write something in his chat, he'll block me. Plus, I don't want to air out our dirty laundry in the chat, because then the trolls would use that against me. So I said, well, Dave, I said, how are you supposed to fix things if he keeps blocking you? So I said, why don't you just tell him, hey, we're all going to hang out, and we'll meet you at that coffee shop that Adam the Woo used to go to, And he goes, I can try, Fears. And I said, great. I said, then, when he got there, I'd just be like, hey, Mike, I'm sorry if you think this is deceiving you. I thought you'd be more inclined to sit down and talk if the entire group was here. And I would have just kept it short, sweet, and just been like, hey, man, I was out of line, and this is what I didn't like what you said. I'm sure you didn't like what I said, and I was just trying to help, and by telling you the rules of the community, and it probably would have been hashed out in 10 minutes, or less than that, because Mike's a very smart guy. I know for a fact Mike doesn't like drama either. I don't like it either. And I would have been a man and just sat down, hey, man, I'm sorry, So, but Dave and Zach called me back and said, hey, sorry, Fears, we couldn't get a hold of them. All right, yeah, no worries. And I don't know how Zach mistook this, but he said, Fears, I felt awkward, and he said, by you asking me to do that, it's like you're trying to have me fight your battles. And I said, that was not at all what I was trying to do, Zach. I said, I was just trying to fix the problem between me and Mike. I said, it wouldn't have mattered anyway, because you couldn't get a hold of him. He didn't message you back, and Dave couldn't. I said, so it doesn't matter. I said, I was just trying to fix the situation. I said, and the reason why I asked you and Dave is, I said, every time I've tried to reach out to Mike, he's blocked me. And I said, so, and then I just took Dave's advice. He goes, well, Fears, I had a talk with him, and the reason why he kept blocking you is he's not ready to talk yet. I said, okay, that's fine. I said, but I have not talked to Mike in weeks. I've watched his content, and I've gave him a few likes, but I haven't talked to him in weeks. So I hope he's doing good. So there's all that. So that was my logic behind that, guys. So yeah. And I said a few nasty things about Yakov, which I want to apologize for. Not really a lie. I just said it in the heat of the moment. I said, oh yeah, I said, you don't give anyone advice. You don't give anyone advice. All that stuff. He actually does. I just said it in the heat of the moment. I was upset. I still don't like that he rehashes stuff. I think that is totally ridiculous, but he actually does. Like, he listens to both sides, and I haven't watched the last couple of his live streams because I'm just taking a break from his content, but I caught the tail end of it tonight when he was talking to Dan. And I certainly I don't know what the hell Dan was talking about, of some crazy cult. And he's like, Fears has no understanding. Like, there's far more evil people. I can get a cult of these evil YouTubers to really fuck with his mind. I'm like, well, I don't want that. Or whatever the hell he was talking about. I'm like, I'm sure there are evil people on YouTube. Trust me, I've met some. I don't want a whole cult of people. So So, Yak, I'm sorry about saying that you don't give advice, because you do. And Yak's told me, I didn't really lie, I just said it in the heat of the moment. Yak has changed, but he still gets that itch to troll. I know that, because he's told me. He said, I still get that itch to troll sometimes. He said, Fears, I've admitted a million times that I am immature, and stuff like that. So I was saying a lot of stuff out of anger because I was so frustrated this week and this weekend. So yeah. So I praying to God there's not a rehashing tomorrow. Holy fucking shit. Because I've had enough. So I'm saying it as nicely as I possibly can. So I'm going to take my friend's advice from now on. The best thing to do is either not talk about any drama on my show, because then there's no one to do a rehashing of anything, and just focus on my topics and focus on my stuff, or just deal with it off camera. Because every time I get on camera and something happens, like if I wouldn't have got mad at Zach in that live, then Larry probably wouldn't have called that Barnes & Noble, which is absolutely disgusting what he did. That's taking it over the edge. It's insane. He's insane. But the reason why he found out is Dave, and I don't blame Dave. I don't blame Dave whatsoever. Accidents happen. Dave accidentally said, oh, we're in this area. Well, that was enough for Larry to find out where we were, and then he calls. Because I've never had a problem at Barnes & Noble. I go in there, I film. She goes, oh, I know you. I know. I said, yeah. She goes, oh, yeah, you come in here all the time, and you're vlogging. I said, yeah. I never bother anyone. Whenever I go there alone, even when I go with Dave, I go in there, we're vlogging, and I'm not screaming. I just naturally have a loud voice. Because the last 10 minutes, he's like, Fears' voice is really loud. It just is. Like, I'm not trying to yell. That's just my voice. Sorry. My bad, you know. I have an outgoing personality, and whenever I'm excited, I have ADD, I have hyperactive disorder. Whenever I get loud, it's because I'm excited, but I try to keep it contained when there's a lot of people around, like especially like a library or Barnes & Noble. People are upstairs trying to read. There's tables upstairs. So I get it. So I usually just go in, I get some gems, and then I film myself like, all right, guys, this is the gems I'm getting for this portion of the vlog this week. I'm getting this gem, this gem, this gem, and then I record my stuff and I'm out of there. So, of course, I'm going to get mad when someone interrupts people's... And that lady was pissed. That lady was pissed. I could tell she was pissed. She was probably really nice because Zach was still live streaming. So she's nice there. But when I came up, she's like, oh, I don't blame you. You're nice. Like, you're quiet. You do your little vlogs and stuff. And I said, yeah. I said, I never have caused any problems. No, you never have. I said, great. I said, there's this guy that doesn't like me. I said, and he found out we were going to be here. I said, that's why. I said, I apologize. I said, it's embarrassing. I'm sorry. And she's like, oh, I don't blame you. And I was like, well, don't blame my friend live streaming either. You know, so I'm sorry about all this drama this weekend. I'm not perfect. No one's perfect. I still got a lot of work to do on the Fears growing process, whatever you want to call it. I've been trying to really, what's the word? I'm trying to sum this up too. I'm sorry if I'm taking a little bit too long. I'm just speaking from the heart here. I'm not doing too bad. It's only been 40 minutes. I try every day to improve myself. So yeah, that's what I was trying to say. So, but I like the way I do my shows. I like the way I do my edits. So, like Dan was going off like, oh, well, I'm giving Zach high praise. That's great. Great. You know, Zach's a good editor. I never said he wasn't. But in my back of my mind, I'm like, I told this to Yak too. I'm like, it's not a competition. Everybody has different editing processes. I still put clips of videos and televisions in my vlogs. When I when I feel it's deemed necessary. Like if I went to that Star Wars thing, I always end it with like a Star Wars scene. Always. Because it's deemed necessary. I'm at a Star Wars convention. I haven't been doing it lately because I've just been trying new things. I've been trying new titles and new highlights, and I'll be honest, there's another reason why I don't edit. Whenever people are harassing me and calling me names, and I don't feel like editing. So the constant shit that I get from Larry, it's draining. It is draining. And every little mistake that I make, it's broadcasted. Fears did this, and Fears. And I'm just like, dude, I literally feel like everyone in this community sometimes is perfect, and like I have to be perfect. And I told Yak in our conversation, I wish the old Fears would come back, but I don't know if I'll ever. And I said I don't know if the old Fears will ever come back. And what I mean by that is, he's absolutely, Yak is 100% right. Sometimes I'll do an edit. I'll edit my vlog 9 times because I'm like, well, I don't know if I should put that in there because they'll say some bullshit about that. I don't know if they'll harp on this, and I don't know if they'll harp on that. The old Fears didn't care. I was just like, yeah, whatever. And I would throw everything in. So I try to have an equal balance of my vlogs. I still try to have fun. I don't really care so much on my lives because it's live. So all of the Fears personality comes out in a live. But in a vlog, I have more control. So I should take my friend's advice. He's like, Fears, you edit your vlogs the way you want. He goes, who gives a shit what they think? And I said, dude, I'm not going to reveal my friend's name. I'm not even going to say if it's someone outside the community, inside the community, because if they find out who this is, they'll give him shit. And I don't want that to happen. Because I care about my friends and my family a lot. I do. Whether the trolls want to believe it or not. He's like, Fears, you edit the way you want to edit. Because even my friend noticed. He goes, oh yeah. He goes, I miss the I don't give a shit Fears. And just throw everything in. He goes, you've definitely gotten to be a better editor, Fears. And I'm like, well, yeah. I'm like, people progress. And he goes, yeah. He goes, your edits are better. He goes, remember the old Fears? 15 million transitions? I'm like, oh yeah, I remember. He's like, yeah. He goes, maybe in one of your vlogs now, maybe 1 or 2. He goes, and you put them in the right areas. He goes, but Fears, you have to realize nothing you do will ever satisfy internet trolls. And he goes, you're just giving them what they want. And I said, I try not to. I said, dude, it's really hard. I said, they know where to like stab you in the back and stuff. And I said, it's hard to, I was telling this to Zach. I said, Zach, every friend, you're not always going to get along. It's not going to be like the Brady Bunch and they're always happy. I said, if you have a problem, I said, instead of saying it to the entire community, I said, come to me. I said, if you have a problem with me, and I didn't like his little comment like, oh, he wrote it. I don't remember what live he wrote it in, but he said, oh, and you guys know I'm not lying because I'm sure you guys got a better memory than me. I'm watching someone's live, and he wrote a little comment. God, every time I hang out with Fears, it feels like I have to like obey his rules. I don't have any rules at all. And I mentioned that to Zach. I said, Zach, if you've got a problem, you come to me like a man. If you don't like something I said, talk to me, and we'll work it out. And I said, and that's what I told him. The only thing I just didn't like is, and Dave 100% agreed with me, if he would have been off his phone, because it's kind of insulting. Dave literally said, Fears, we barely got to have a conversation at dinner because he was on his phone 24/7. I said, I know. So, it is what it is. So, anyway. I've said my piece, though. I've said my piece. And I think from now on, I'm just going to take my friend's advice. And so I didn't harp on anything. I'm praying to God there's not another rehashing of this bullshit because I can't take much more. I was very nice. I didn't say anything bad about anyone. But I'm going to take my friend's advice. I think from now on, I'm going to try my damnedest. I really am. I'm going to try my damnedest just to focus on my topics and just chill out with the chat and have fun, because the more drama you put out there, then someone's going to rehash it and retell it. But if you don't say any drama, then they can't rehash it. So I think I'm going to try my damnedest to do that, because if you keep harping on things and worrying about, oh, he said this and she said it's so draining. And you guys can believe me or not, but I swear I am not lying. And you guys know how much I love my dad. Before Yakov went live, I don't know who it was, probably Larry, I'm guessing Larry. Off camera, I had to call 5 pizza places and cancel an order. I shit you not. Probably because I've had such a hellish weekend. And I cut them off. I got an email. Let me see if I still have one, so you guys know that I won't be lying. I hope to God I didn't erase all these emails. But again, here we go. So here's one of them for Domino's. I got 5 emails saying that my order's ready. And I went, oh God, here we go. I thought, well, maybe if I'll cut them off at the pass. I called and talked to the manager and said, look, I'm not a big YouTuber, but I said I've got a little following. I said there's some people in there that don't like me. And I guess one of them remembered me. They said, oh, are you the streamer? And that's when I called Domino's. And I said, yeah. I said, I'm the streamer. They said, oh, yeah, we've had like some pizza delivery guys come to your house. I said, yeah. So I said, you know what I'm talking about. So at least the Domino's guy knew. But all the others, I said, they think it's funny to interrupt your guys' business and give a fake name and then have pizzas come to my house. I said, and they do it to annoy me while I'm doing my show. And I said, I don't know why they did it. I said, I think I know why they did it today. I said, I'm not even doing a show right now. I said, they usually do it either right before I'm about to do a show or during a show. And so I said, I didn't order it. And they said, what's your address? And I gave them the address, and they said, is it under this name? I said, I guess. I said, they don't ever use my real name. They always they used Zach's name a couple of times, and they used Mike's name. And I don't even know Mike's last name. They just used Mike such and such, and then they used Zach's first name. So I'm telling you guys, I cut them off. Thank God no pizzas came to my house, because I called every single one, and I kept all 5 emails, and I said, can you cancel that order? I said, I don't want someone to waste their time to get all the way to my house and, 1, not get a tip, 1, lose all that gas money, then they're going to be frustrated, and they're going to waste each one of those managers said, oh, thank you so much, you really saved us, because that will ruin some product and stuff. And I said, yeah, I don't want any of that to happen. I said, I really wish they would stop this bullshit. I said, I hate when they fuck with people's jobs, because they're just trying to make an honest living, and they're doing this immature bullshit. So you guys can believe me or not, but I swear on my life that's what happened tonight. Right before Yak's show, 5 of them, and I was able to cancel all 5 orders. And I even said, if there's a way to put my address on a do not deliver list, and not all of the pizza places said, oh yeah, there absolutely is. Some of them said, oh yeah, we'll put your name. They said, give us your full name, give us your full address, and we'll make sure that no one ever sends it to your house. And I said, great. Some of them said, well, we really don't have a way of doing that, but we'll give your real name and your real address to our manager, and we'll see what he can do. I said, that would solve so many problems. I said, because if you don't find a way, I don't know how long they're going to keep this pizza stuff up. I said, they may never give it up. I said, as long as I live here, they'll probably keep doing it. I said, it's annoying, but I said, if there's any way to put my name on an address where it's a do not deliver list, I said, that would be great. And each one of them thanked me for canceling the order, and they were like, well, we appreciate it, even though you didn't do any of these orders. I said, well, yeah. I said, I don't want you guys to get harassed. I said, I don't want to get harassed anymore. And not every single one of them asked, but some of them asked, how often does this happen? I said, at least once a month. I said, sometimes twice, 3 times a month. I said, the worst I said it happens. I said 1 month it happened like 6 or 7 times. I said that's the worst. But I said it's not every week. I said thank God it's not every week. But I said at least once or twice a month. And I said and it just gets fucking old. So that was another reason why the weekend was just trashed. So not all of it was trashed, but because me, Zach, and Dave and James had a good time. Really, it was only those 2 things. Him being on the phone and then... Oh, no, I'm sorry, those 3 things. Him being on the phone and then... And I'm not throwing him under the bus. That actually happened. So, but I get it. He was trying to solve a problem. I mean, I get it. I don't like to throw anyone under the bus, you know? I don't like when Zach does it to me because Yak was right. He does do it to me. I asked Zach to stop, and he said he would. And I said, thank you. I said... Because it really hurt my feelings. I mean, I'm not a pussy or anything, but I said, Zach, I said, there's no need to say all that stuff at the end of your vlog. I said, because I was not pressuring you. Come on, we got to go. I didn't do any of that. Not once. I just said, hey, man, I got my shots. Whenever you're ready to go, I'm ready to go. You know, I was just letting him know, hey, whenever you're ready, I'm ready. That's not pressuring someone, I don't think. Or I don't consider that. That means whenever you're ready, then we're ready. I'm like, if he wouldn't have been ready, like, hey, Fierce, you mind if we stay another 15 minutes? I would have been like, yeah, I don't mind. Like, do what you need to do. I've always said that since I was a kid. Hey, whenever you're ready, I'm ready too. Just you let me know. And we didn't even stay that long at Atomic Horror. We maybe stayed, you'll have to check with Dave, maybe 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes. I literally did a little live. We talked to the owners because the owners are always so cool. Dave had to trade one of his little figures with the main manager because she was like, "Oh, I'll make you a deal. Like, I want that evil bong," and I forgot what movie that's from. And Dave had an evil bong, and Dave's like, "Well, I want your character," and she's like, "Well, do you want to do a trade?" So we did that, and then I did my live, and then I took some pictures, because they're always switching up all their, like they have a massive Scream ghost face up. And they haven't took down their Valentine's Day balloons and stuff. They had it up for 2 reasons. One, Scream's about to come out. So I was like, oh, that's a great, cool fucking setup. I'm going to get some photos of that. I love Scream. Not as much as Michael, but I like it. And then they had it for the flea market, and that's the first time I've seen that big. Because normally Ghostface is over here, and normally the big setup because the owner likes Jason, the owner that owns Atomic Horror. I've met him. I always forget his name, but he's like 6'5". He's a bald guy, tons of tattoos. He's like a biker guy. You don't want to fuck with this guy. This guy's like bad to the bone, but he's always been nice to me. He's a very nice guy, but he looks bad to the bone. And we have a great rapport. He's like, dude, Fierce, another stream, another vlog. I'm like, oh, hell yeah, buddy. I'm like, I love Atomic Horror. I said, if I ever move back to Missouri, I'm going to be bummed there's going to be no Atomic Horrors there. And he's like, if you visit, you could always come in. I said, well, yeah. I said, it just wouldn't be the same. I said, I love going there. I don't go there every week, but Yak was right. I go there every 2 to 3 weeks because I love shopping there. So yeah. That's another thing that Yak said. He goes, Fears like shopping, Fears be shopping. I do be shopping. Let me reword it. I like some shopping, Yak. I like shopping for Atomic Horror stuff, like he said. I like shopping for movie props. I like shopping for movies. And then I like Christmas shopping because that gets you into the spirit because I like buying gifts for my friends and my family. I just don't like mediocre shopping. If that like I don't like mundane shopping. Like, oh, I got to go to Home Depot and get some more lights and all that crap. Oh, I don't want to buy new bed sheets. Oh, or whatever. You know, I don't like grocery shopping. I'd rather put a bullet in my brain than go grocery shopping. But you have to because you don't want to starve. So that's why I always do a live when I'm shopping because I try to make it fun. Because I'm like, I hate grocery shopping. So that's what I mean. I hate mundane shopping. But if it's something that I like if I could shop online for a movie, great, I like it. Or if I'm shopping for Blu-rays, or if I'm at Atomic Horror, that's the type of shop I like. But all the mundane stuff, I absolutely hate. Oh shit, it's been an hour. Well, I tried to do it as contained as I possibly could, but I went a little long, but I apologize. Anyway, so yeah. So I hope everything clears up. I'm praying to God, I hope to God we have a better week and following weeks, because I'm so stressed out of my fucking mind. I hate drama. I cannot stand this shit. YouTube hasn't been fun in a while. I want it to be fun. I don't want any more drama. I don't want to fight with my friends. I don't want to fight with Yak. I don't want to fucking have 10 million rehashing streams. I'm frustrated streams. Whatever the fuck. Ugh. I don't want Larry going on Lanterns Live and bitching at me for 5.5 hours. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I don't want some cult coming after Fears, whatever the hell Dan was talking about. And that's another thing. I wish me and Dan, I mentioned that to Yakov. I said, I said the reason why I blocked Dan is because he didn't give me a good first impression. And now, I didn't make it any easier. I mean, I did a whole roast stream on him. That's probably one of my first roast streams, because he made me very upset. And then I felt so bad about, I should have never, ever, so this is when Fears totally fucked up. I should have never took it out on his wife. That's probably why he never wants to make amends. Me and Dan. And I wrote, and he said, well, Fears, he goes, Yak said, I don't remember exactly what the act. Don't quote me. He said, well, Fears, Dan doesn't like you. He goes, but I like you, Fears. And like Dan said, because I caught the last 10, 15 minutes of the show, he said, Yak, if you want to be Fears' friends, and Dan called me a coward, and I'm like, whatever. I'm like, I'm not, but whatever. I wish me and Dan could hash it out, but I don't think. So, Dan, I wish you nothing but the best. I really am sorry for making fun of your wife. That was a low blow. Because I don't know your wife. I'm sure she's very lovely. So sorry to Dan's wife. And I asked Yak, I said, is there any way? I said, if Dan would give me a second chance, and if Dan wants to hash it out, I would be more than willing to do that. But I said, if he doesn't, then I'll just keep him blocked, and he can go his way, and I'll go my way. And I have not made fun of Dan once since that happened. So I don't know if me and Dan will ever hash it out. But if he wants to, I wouldn't mind. But I don't know if that's going to happen anytime soon. Anyway, those are the key points I just wanted to say. But from now on, I'll probably just not. I'll do my very best to either just hash things out off air, or just not bring up any drama on my show and just focus on the show and my topics. Anyway, I'm sorry it took that long. I'm glad 11 people are still here. I only lost like 2. I only lost like 2 people because when I started I had 13. So yeah. All right, let's get the show started. So I've said my piece. Yak, I didn't catch all of your show, but the last 10, 15 minutes I caught. And so yeah, so I apologize to Yak for not really lying. I just said it in the heat of the moment. You are very fair. You do listen to one person's side. You do listen to the other person's side. And then you do give good advice. Because, like I said, we had a very nice conversation. And I even said, hey, man, I said, let's finish the conversation tomorrow. You got to go to... I wish I could remember what type of schooling. I guess he's going for his master's or something. I said, you got school, man. I said, you're going to be drained to energy. I said, let's just finish the conversation. Because I care. I'm like, dude, it's already 3 in the morning. Or 2 or whatever we talked. I said, you got to get some sleep. And that's why he gave me that heart. And I was like, great, man. Good night. I'll see you later. But we chatted before I started my live, I don't know, we chatted in the Discord for, 10, 15 minutes before I started this. So, yeah. So, and it was not bad. It was a very nice, calm conversation. So, yeah. Anyway, but like I said, from now on, I'm just going to focus on the show, not talk about drama. If you guys want to remind me to not talk about drama, please. Because I don't want any more drama. I don't. I'm so sick of people harassing me like Larry, and I'm so sick of Larry won't stop though, you know. So yeah, I mean he's already made crazy videos. And if I have to flag those videos, I will. Um, because he's going off the rails, you know, Larry, and he just keeps upping the ante. I hate that Larry is harassing Dave now to get my number. I hate that he's harassing Zach. But I told Zach this week. I said, well, there's a good A+ that Larry got banned from Discord. I'm guessing. I'm not assuming anything. I said, now you don't have to worry about him messaging you, Zach. I said, if Larry makes a new account, then he'll be back to harassing you. I said, but for the time being, he won't harass you because there's no way that he can. I said, I don't know how long he's banned. I don't know much about Discords, but I guess you can't post nudes and stuff and all that because I think that's what got him banned. I sure as hell didn't report him because I'm hardly in Discords. Like I said, I come into Discords maybe once or twice a month, and I get some memes, and I check in on everybody. Hey, guys, what's up? Fears is still alive and all that. I don't know who started this. Someone said I got arrested. That's a 100% lie, and I didn't get arrested this week. I didn't get arrested this weekend, because if I did, I wouldn't be here. I'd be in jail. So I don't know who started that, but that's a vicious rumor. It's a lie. I did not get arrested. If you don't blame me, you can ask Dave and Zach, because I didn't get arrested. What I can say is Zach was nice, and I got the lost footage of the me partying with the ladies. That's going to be a highlight in the vlog. Where is it? Check this out. Oh, yeah. Yo, ladies. It's a little fuzzy to begin with, but then then it clears up. They must have had a bachelor party. I mean, there was half-naked ladies with cowboy hats going nuts. I get out of the car, I start partying with them.
What is he doing?
And there I am, I'm in the middle of the street partying it up. The only reason why I didn't get on that party bus is I forgot to grab my phone. I handed Dave my GoPro, and I must have accidentally forgot to push the record button. I thought I pushed the record button and said, yo, Dave, here, film this. And then I told Zach, hey, I'm going to get out of the car and start partying with the ladies. So when we got to the mini golf, I'm looking through my footage, and I went, son of a bitch, I forgot to hit the record button. And then Dave said, oh, well, Fears, it doesn't matter. You got it on Zach's live. I said, Zach, send me that footage so I can put it in my vlog. I got you, Fears. I went, cool. So yeah. But Dave and Zach, when we got to the mini golf place, he was like, Fears, why didn't you just stay on there and party with some ladies? I bet you could have got some digits. I can't remember if Dave or Zach, one of them said that. I said, I would have, and then I would have met up with you guys at the mini golf, but I said I didn't bring my phone. I quickly gave Dave my camera. Hey, Dave, film this. And then I just jumped out of the car and left the car door open, and I left my phone on the passenger seat. So if I would have entered, those girls were partying, going nuts. They would have absolutely opened up the door, and I would have partied. But if I would have went with them, I have no idea where the hell they went. We went forward, and they took a left. So if I would have went with them, I don't have Zach and Dave's phone number memorized. They're programmed into my phone. So I would have been like, oh shit. I would have just told them, hey, can you guys take me to this mini golf place? Because then I would have met up with them. And Zach and Dave were like, oh yeah, Fears, if you didn't bring your phone, it would have been hard to get a hold of it. I said, yeah. So that's the only reason why I didn't stay on that. Like, I didn't even try to go on the bus. If I would have had my cell phone with me, you guys, you bet your ass, I would have hopped on that bus. Yeah, ladies, it's party time. Oh, yeah, I would have been all over it. But at least I got the footage. Another reason why I didn't get on the bus is because I said, I've only got a couple of seconds to do this prank on Dave and Zach and the fans. Because you guys had no idea I was going to do that. I said, I'll make the live even 10 times funnier. I'll jump out. I'll be dancing, going nuts. Because I only had a couple of seconds to do that. I said, well, I've only got a couple of seconds to do this because I said, the light's about to turn green. I said, I'll just jump out real quick, dance in front of the party bus, get the ladies all hyped up, and then dive back into the car. So that was another reason why I didn't do it, but it was funny. All right, today's topics. Well, I'm going to finally get around to the topics. Today's topics. I forgot to review The Weekend yesterday, so I'm going to do that. I got 2 movies. I watched a little bit more of Mad Max Thunderdome, but I didn't finish it. I'm going to try to finish it today. I watched, a few days ago, I watched this. I'm going to review this. And then last night, I watched Future World. Because I rewatched Westworld and reviewed it for you guys, so I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to take Tinder Immortal's advice. When she was on my show, she said, hey, Fears, you should do the best movies from your era where you were born. I said, what? I said, pick. She goes, yeah, do a top 20, do a top 10. So Tinder Immortal, this is for you. She goes, of the best 1980s films. And she's like, if you have more than 10, then just write down your top 50 or your top 20. I was like, I can do that. So I'm going to do that because I remembered Tinder Immortal said that she wanted that. And then since I was talking about the Coneheads and the other stuff the other day, I thought, oh, that'll make a good topic. So I'm going to do the top 10 SNL skits because I was telling you guys the other day, I love the Coneheads. The Coneheads is probably one of my favorite skits that they've ever done. I just find them funny. So yeah. Anyway, I appreciate you guys being patient. I tried to do this first part as short as I could. At least I wasn't angry and I wasn't rambling. I had a point. Because normally I'll see someone in a Discord or I'll see someone go, oh, God, did you see it? Fears was all pissed off and he was rambling on for 40 minutes. And I'm like, that's not true. That's not true whatsoever. I said, I have a point to everything I say. So, yeah. All right, let's open up the chat. Let me put Trash back. Yo, Trash. Oh, shit, hang on. There we go. All right, let's open up the chat. Today's thumbnail. Yesterday's thumbnail was, yeah, whoa. This thumbnail is the classic Fears look where I'm smiling and the hair is perfectly coiffed and I got the gel in the hair. I haven't done my hair like this in quite a long time. I need to, but I didn't have time on Sunday to get my hair cut, so I'm going to try to get my hair cut tomorrow or Tuesday because it's still pretty crazy long. Look at these bangs, man. Look at these Elvis sideburns. They're going nuts. So, yeah. So, hopefully tomorrow or well, it's technically today. Hopefully Monday or Tuesday. I haven't checked the fan mail in a while. I'm going to try to check the fan mail on Wednesday. So, yeah. All right, let's open up the chat. Here we go. Look at these Elvis sideburns. They're going nuts. So, yeah. All right. So, tomorrow. Tomorrow. There we are. So. All right. I finally opened up the chat. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate that. So, yeah. All right. Let me catch up with the chat. But I just wanted to get all that out. But, like I said, that'll probably be the last time I try and talk about drama on my show. And really, today, it wasn't about drama. It was just getting stuff off my chest. So I'm praying to God there's not a rehashing of it. Anyway, yeah. Yo, what's up, Bukaki? He says, yeah, best bet just to focus on your movies and your TV passion. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to focus on my movies, my content, my vlogs, and just leave all the drama, because I cannot stand drama. I hate it. And just leave it off my show. So, yeah. All right. Let me catch up with the chat. Yeah, but I decided not to go to work because, one, they didn't really need me and it was not busy, and I just had a hell of a weekend and a week. So I just took tonight off. Yeah. Yo! What's up, Mr. Lantern? Fears needs some sleep. Not really. I'm pretty awake right now, Lantern. Eventually, I'll get some sleep, but I'm pretty wide awake right now. Yo, Visions. Fears gets it in. I try to get my lives and vlogs in when I can. Well, howdy, Mama Bear. Howdy. Howdy, Tina. Well, hey, Mr. Lantern. Howdy, Visions. All right now, Visions. That's right. Yo, what's up, Lark? Oh, that was another thing Dan was harping on. Well, Fears only says Lark once. Does it matter? Does it really matter? So instead of saying Lark, I just shorten it. Yo, like at least I say hello to you, Lark, you know? Like, to me, it doesn't matter. Yo, what's up, Lark? Yo, what's up, Lark? Doesn't fucking matter. But whatever. Anyway, yo, what's up, Lark? He says, hey there, Lampy and friends. Yo, what's up? Yo, well, howdy, Fears. Howdy, Lantern. Thanks for that super chat donation, Mr. Lantern. If I really had 9 million, I would take like 4 or 5 vacations in a row. I also need a vacation. I'm so stressed out of my mind, I'm about to blow my brains out. Hopefully this year I can take 1 vacation to visit my family. And for Shelton's birthday, I'm so excited to show his mom the little Beetlejuice bib I got. She's going to love it. I know Shelton's going to love it. Obviously, I'm going to buy him another gift. It won't just be that bib. So I'm looking forward to his... And I get to help plan his 1-year birthday. So I'm going to vlog all that. That's going to be fun. I love being the crazy, awesome, wacky uncle, you know? And my brother says, dude, you are an awesome uncle to my son. I said, I'm trying. I said, because if I had a son, I know my brother would be like a cool uncle as well. And I told my brother, I said, I'd be a shitty brother if I wasn't a cool uncle, man. I said, I got your back 100%, bro. And he's like, my brother never calls me Fears. He just says, Johnny. He goes, well, John, he goes, you're killing it. And I said, thanks, man. Appreciate that, buddy. So, yeah. My brother is doing better. Like, finally got him off that shitty diet. I was like, I didn't get mad at his doctors, but I had a conversation with my brother. I said, I'm glad you're cancer-free. I'm over the moon that you're cancer-free. But I said, what the hell was your doctor thinking? And my brother agreed. He goes, yeah. He goes, it was weird to be on a liquid diet for 12 weeks. He goes, I didn't even make it 12 weeks. I said, yeah. I said, they're idiots. I said, if you don't have food in your body, what's going to happen? You get all skinny. And he goes, yeah. He goes, I got way too skinny, and then I started feeling weak. I said, they should have did it like a progression, like 4 or 5 days. You're on a liquid diet, you know, to get your body acclimated. Because now my brother doesn't have a stomach. They pulled out the tumor was inside his stomach. So now he can still have solids, but now his body has to work overtime because normally when you have a stomach, if you eat this or whatever type of food, it breaks down everything in your stomach, and then it breaks it down a little bit more in the small and large intestines. Well, now that my brother doesn't have a stomach, it has to be fully broken down in his small and large intestine. They just took his esophagus and stretched it out, and they attached it to his small intestine so he can still eat. And I said, they should have had you like on a liquid diet for like 2 or 3 weeks and then slowly introduce solid foods back into your system. And my brother's like, yeah, that would have been nice, John. I said, why didn't you tell him that? He goes, I thought they knew what the hell they were doing. So now my brother's on a better diet. So some days he just does nothing but liquids, and then some days he is working up to bigger and bigger solids. And I said, well, that's good. So he's gained some weight, so now he's slowly but surely getting back to normal, thank God. Because my brother sent me a photo, and he was so skinny, and I was like, dude, something's got to change. I'm like, what the hell are they doing? And he was like, I'm trying to get better, so he's actually doing better now. I was like, well, that's good. But he's out of the hospital, he's feeling better, he's off that fucking crazy liquid diet, and now he has a balanced diet where some days he just has to drink like liquid and protein shakes, and then he has solid food. And I said, well, that's good. So, yeah. All right, where did I leave off? Well, howdy, Lark. Yo, Lark. Howdy, Fears. Well, thanks, Mr. Landon, for that super chat donation. Bukaki says hello. Yo! What's up, dude? Good to see you. Hey, Tina. Shout out to the chat. Hi, Tina. There's a lot of movies and a lot of movie props. Wow. There is. Let's see. Wow. Beach Boy lyrics. All right. Definitely not in the chat. What do you mean, Visions? I didn't write any Beach Boy lyrics. Crown check. I will check it in just a minute, Lantern. because I want to catch up on everyone's chat. I don't want people thinking that I don't care about the chat. Don't be stealing that crown now, Lantern. Oh, Lantern's always stealing. Lantern's always. Well, I said it wrong. Lantern's not stealing anything, but Lantern is always trying to get top dog on the crowns. Mike said it right too. I was watching it live, and Mike's like, I haven't figured out the crown stuff. I haven't either, but what I've found out is the more you chat, the more likely you're going to be like the top crown king, god or whatever. So, crown away, chat away, go nuts. But Bukaki, we were chatting about this the other night. I hate that YouTube is cracking down on their rules. And the funny thing is, the one rule that they haven't cracked down on, they need to. I think trolls shouldn't be allowed to have endless accounts. Like, once you block someone, like, oh, whatever, Fears, I'll just make, 5 more accounts. That's what YouTube should work on. You should be able to have a set limit amount of, like, channels. Like, people should only be allowed to make 4 or 5. And because eventually people get sick and tired of trolls like Quentin. And I'm not saying anything bad, but I'm using him as an example because it's the perfect example. He made well over 50, 100 subs. And it was Quentin 1, 2, 3, and I was just like, oh, God. I just kept blocking him. That's a rule that they should, but the reason why I brought that up, Bukaki, is they've been censoring people. I'm like, just let the fucking fans talk. It's bullshit. But I'm like, well, whatever. It's weird because I can say whatever the hell I want. It's in my show. I don't get censored. So why the hell should the fans be censored in the chat? It makes no sense, Bukaki. But yeah. So they need the things that they should be working on, they're not working on, and the things that shouldn't matter, like the chat, just let them chat. It's ridiculous. Anyway. Vision says, sounds like a healthy snack to me. Oh, it doesn't sound like it. It is. There we are. Shout out to the chat. I love GoPros. I have one to film my content. Yeah, so it's brand new. And again, I wish I would have bought a brand one anyway, but I used the one that my dad got me, obviously, because I love my dad. And I think the world of him. And that was the last gift he got me. He said, John, I want you to, continue your passion. He was like, before I die, I'm going to get you something. And I told him, I even tried to stop. I said, Dad, listen, you've gave me so much over the years. You're a great dad. I said, when you do go, I said, I'm going to be sad. But I said, you've been the best dad ever. I said, you don't have to get me anything. I said, I'm good. And he's like, no. He goes, I want to say something. He goes, keep filming, keep editing, no matter what you do. He goes, whether you make it or not, he goes, keep doing your passions. And that was one of the last few things he said to me. And he goes, I bought you something. And he goes, it's over there. And I opened it up, and it was a GoPro Hero 8. And I said, I'll use this until it breaks, Dad. And I said, if it breaks, I'm still going to keep it. And he's like, oh, well, thanks. I said, well, yeah. I said, this will probably be one of the last few gifts. And he was like, yeah. And then he got worse and worse, and then we all know how it turned out. But I used it to the minute it broke. It's brand new. I just like GoPro. I will admit, I do like Adam the Woo setup. I mean, it's the bottom. It's where's my pen? Hang on. Where'd I put my pen? Uh-oh. Where the fuck did I put it? Where's my pen? I need a pen to write. Oh shit! I put it over there. Let me grab my pen. Anyway, his setup's great because let's say this is the tripod, right? And then the camera is like on here like this. Zach's got it on his. You can extend the bottom and make it into like a little tripod, and then it's all ready to go. Mine, I have to screw the tripod into this thing, and I have it in my bag. And then it comes with, it shoots forward, and then if you want to quickly push a button, it rotates the camera back. And I love that. So eventually I want to upgrade, but this is a brand new camera. I'm just so used to filming like this. and I like certain things. The only thing I don't like about this is my 8 didn't have a screen in front and it didn't have a back. So every year, I think they're trying to do better and better. They still don't have a zoom in, zoom out. I'm like, every camera has got a zoom in and zoom out except for this damn thing. I'm like, that's so dumb. So I have to go like this. Hey guys, check, like if I'm filming, I want to like zoom in. Hey guys, check this out. And then I film, I'm like, when I could just be like, hey guys, check this out and push a button on the side and have it zoom in. They need to work on that. But this has a wide lens. It gets, if I shot like this, it would get from here, it would get over here, and everything forward. So I do like that wide lens. But that's the only thing. I need to grab a pen. Give me 1 second. I need to grab my pen. Stay with me. Hang on. Oh, there it is. All right. I got my pen. All right. But yeah, so do I. I love GoPro. I always have like GoPros, but I like excuse me. I like other types of cameras. But yeah. All right. Like it up, folks. Like it up, folks. Excuse me. I'm getting tired, Lampy. Show some support. Well, thanks, Lampy. I appreciate that. Sub it up, folks. Thank you. Appreciate it. The stream is lit. The stream is rocking. The stream is partying. Well, thanks. Vision says, I think maybe you just get a little too excited. About what? Whenever I'm talking, Visions? Yeah. I've just always been a very outgoing person, and I do. I've got all three. I've got hyperactive disorder. I've got attention deficit disorder. I had to take 2 things of Ritalin. But my buddy Eric was the worst. He goes, Fierce, 2 is nothing. And one day we were talking, I said, what do you mean? He goes, Fierce, I had to take one in the morning, and then at lunchtime, he goes, I would go to the nurse's office and have one of those Ritalin pills before lunch, and then I'd come back to the lunch table. Remember? I said, yeah. I said, I remember you would get up and go and come back. He goes, yeah, and then before bed I had to take one. I had to take one before school, and then around lunchtime, I knew before I went up and got my lunch or brought my lunch, because sometimes I would buy my lunch at school, or sometimes I would just have my lunch pail and bring my lunch. It just depended on my mood that day. I would go to the nurse and take it. And he goes, Fierce, 2 is nothing. He goes, I was jumping off the wall. And then when I went to college, I said, Mom, Dad, I'm an adult. I don't need Ritalin anymore. So I try to... Editing really keeps me balanced. But you guys know what I'm about to say. I cannot balance. I cannot, I cannot edit when all this fucking chaos is going on. It drains you. I get tired. I'm like, I'm sick and tired of fighting with Larry. I'm sick and tired of, oh, yeah, there's more drama in the community and fucking nudes and this and that. And I'm like, I don't need this shit. And it puts you in a bad mood. I'm like, I don't want to edit. So that's another reason why I'm so far behind. A lot of it has to do with me. Like, I'll just be lazy. I'm like, no, I'm not going to edit. I'm just going to go take a nap. I love my naps. I do. I'm not going to lie. I like my naps. But I like editing. I have to be in the mood. I have to be in a good mood to edit. I can't have chaos in my life. But whenever I get in the editing mode, I'm like, I get them out. I get them out quick when I'm in a good mood. I wish I was like Zach and just didn't give a shit. He's like, Fears, I edit when I'm in a good mood and when I'm not in a good mood. And he just, man, he flies them out. I wish I could be like that. I really do. I'm trying. But yeah, sometimes when I get excited, I talk way too fast. Just people have told me that. But I don't know who said it tonight, but when they were watching that vlog, they're like, Fierce's voice is so loud. It's always been like that. I'm very outgoing. I don't usually get shy in a conversation, and either you, Visions, or Bukaki said, oh, Fears is great. He's a great conversation. He can keep a conversation a rocking. Yes, I can. That's one of my positives. And it works great on a live, or it works great when I was on. I've just always been outgoing. I love to learn. I'm one of the rare people in the community that actually likes school. I loved learning. I loved going to school. I didn't like certain topics in school, but... for the most part, I like learning. I still like learning. I'll go to the library and just get a bunch of documentaries and watch them. Sometimes I'll go to the library and I don't tell you guys and I'll sit down and read. I really do. I just don't tell the fans every single fucking thing. But yeah, whenever I get excited about something, my voice goes from here to about there. So yeah. Wow, that's a bummer. You and Mike aren't talking. He's so nice to everyone. I still like Mike. I really do. I love his content. Before we got into a little tiff or whatever you want to call it, I love his intros. I love his passion. He loves movies and movie prompts. That's why we usually get along. We just had a little. I wouldn't even say not even a what's the word I'm thinking of. It's not even really a falling out. It was a big misunderstanding, and I'm just giving him his space. And whenever he wants to reach out, I hope he does because I really want to apologize and fix this. Because when we were all together, that vlog that Yak watched tonight, I don't even know if he finished it because he was dozing off. You know, he's like, I gotta get to bed. The Collectors Festival, because I guess he forgot to watch that one of Zach's. You can tell that we're all having a good time. There's no egos. We're all just chilling. We're all just having fun and stuff. And you know, he was hugging Tina, and we were all having fun. And I said, "Yo, what's up?" And I was like, "Magic Mike's here," and he's all like, you know, doing his hands like that. I'm like, "Yo, get in the vlog, buddy." So I just want everyone to get along, you know, as much as possible, you know. I know me and Larry will never get along, but I try to get along with everybody as best I can. You know, I never said I'm perfect. Dan said something like, Fears sits on a hill, or I can't remember what he said, but I never said that I'm better than anyone. I don't sit on a hill, so I didn't know what the hell he was on about. And I'm like, I never said I'm the best. I don't think I have an ego. I don't think. But I never said, oh, I'm better than you, and I'm better than you, and oh, I'm way better than you. I never said that. I was like, no. I never said that. But anyway. But I'm sure things will get better, because Dave did talk to him and said, I don't remember exactly what Dave said, but he said, Fears, I talked to Mike, and he said he's still a little upset, but he is willing to talk to you and hash it out and at some point. I said, well, that's good. I said, I'll just give him space, because every time I tried to reach out, he would block me. And he's like, well, there's a reason, Fears, because Dave said, because he was upset. I said, well, that's fine. I said, just tell Mike whenever he's ready. I will still watch his content. He doesn't have me blocked on YouTube. I just haven't commented in his chat, but I did comment on one of his videos. I don't remember. I think I said great intro or great vlog or whatever, but I did recently comment on something, and I didn't get a response back, but he didn't block me, so that's good. Let's see. Lantern says, well, howdy, Jucifer. What's going on, Jucifer? Not now, Jack. This is serious. Well, now we can chat, Jucifer, because now all the stuff that I wanted to get off my chest is off my chest, and now we're rocking. I'm sorry that it took it took an hour, but I just wanted to get everything out, you know, before Fears forgets, because I had a couple of things I wanted to talk about. All right, let's see. Better be good, Lampy. It's a Evil Bong is one of the full moon Oh, is that what it is, Bukaki? Okay. Because I had never heard of it. And when Dave, I always forget that lady's name at Atomic Horror. She's so nice, and her customer service is epic. I've never seen her get mad. She's super funny, and she's super outgoing, and she's killing it. She's killing it when it comes to the professionalism, and she's killing it when it comes to great customer service. They always make the shopping experience at Atomic Horror. Plus, it's so cool, decorated. And I love sitting on that Elvira couch. Hell yeah. It's a little hard for Dave to sit on it because he's getting older. So he's like, Fears, help me out. So I always give out my hand. I have to grab his hand and lift him up. But I'm like, it's worth it though, right? Dave goes, oh yeah, Fears. It's always worth sitting on Elvira's couch. I said, well, anytime you need help, buddy, I'll just give me your hand and I'll lift you back up, buddy. Don't worry about it. So yeah. But I had never heard of the Evil Bong thing. And I was like, well, Dave, she wants it. And he said, well, I want that one, Fears. I said, do a trade then. And Dave said, oh, are you willing to trade? And she's like, all right. She's like, go ahead and give it to me. So they made the trade, so that's good. It's really dumb, but pretty funny. Well, I mean, come on, Bukaki. Most of those 80s ones are, oh, God, don't kill me. I'll give you money. And then Jason's like, really? Really? Kind of doing a Sega there, Visions. I'm like, the motherfucker doesn't want your money. He wants to kill you and drown your ass in a little puddle of, water. So, yeah, because he shoves her face down in the water and all that. Well, I'll check it out, though. So, yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Yeah, best to just focus on your movies and your true passion. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Let's see. Oh, you said something like God only knows, like an hour ago. Oh, yeah. I did. My bad. Let's see. God only knows what I'll do without Visions. Bum, 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 bum. What's up, Museum? GoPro on celery. Now we're talking. Well, I was using that as a prop, so yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm not trying to bitch, right, Bukaki? I'm just saying the only thing I hate about this camera, the only thing I hate about this camera is it won't zoom in. Literally, every time I'm filming, I'm out vlogging, all the other guys are like, oh, here, let me just push a button and zoom in. I'm all like, yo, guys, check this out. And I have to physically zoom it in. So because the one that my dad bought me, it didn't have a front screen. It didn't have a back screen. So I had to judge. I'm like, I hope what I'm filming comes out on the vlog. And I'd be like, I would have to just eyeball it. I'd be like, all right, guys, well, I'm going to go, but I'll see you guys later. I'm going to that place over there. And I would have to point. Now I can actually see, whenever I'm vlogging this way, I can see what the hell I'm doing here. And I can see what the hell I'm doing here when I'm zooming in. So every year they're getting better. I hope in a year or two they actually put a button either at the top or on the side, or hell, I'll take a button on the bottom that can actually have you zoom in and zoom out. Because I'm like, it's a fucking video camera and it takes pictures. Every camera since they invented a camera has had a zoom in and zoom out. Almost every camera, except for this fucking thing. So yeah. Anyway. A squid once told me that passion is for smashing. I like what you did there. That was pretty funny. All right, let's get to it, shall we? All right. Oh, God. All right. Oh, where's my... Oh, there it is. I almost forgot to grab my book. So, push this out of the way here. Let's start with, since I already talked about the weekend, let's review. So, the guys' weekend hangout review. Because there was so much chaos, I'm just going to let you guys know it's going to be low. Wasn't the best weekend. But I'll put all the good points in it. So, the actual golf match was fantastic. So, I'm going to do all the good points first. So, the golf was a rockin'. Fears got 3 hole-in-ones. Oh, yeah. 3 hole-in-ones. Suck it, Visions. Ha ha! I'm going to win. Suck it, Bukaki. Ha ha! I cannot wait. Hole-in-one. Whether it's at that shitty golf place that you told me about, Visions, down in Portland, or that real nice, elaborate one. I don't care if you have a degree in golf. Fears will remain my championship. Ha ha! Oh, yeah. I'm just joking. I'm just playing around with you guys. I don't know. Visions, Bukaki, you guys may give me a run. You guys may give me a run for my money when it comes to the golf. Because it would suck, right? I get all the way out there, Bukaki, Visions. I talk all this smack about golf, right? And you're like, all right, Fears, I'm ready. You turn on the video camera, and then all of a sudden I lose miserably. And then all of a sudden Vision's like, hey, fans, hey, Fears, suck it, I won. And I'd be like, I would be like, you know what? I talked so much smack, good job. I would shake your guys' hands and good sportsmanship. But, yeah. Vision says, sorry, Fears, I have a girlfriend. That's funny. That's funny. You do, though. I'm glad. I'm glad you have a girlfriend. I've heard a little bit about her. She seems nice. She seems nice. So, yeah. I'm sure you would school me. Last I checked, I suck at mini golf. Well, I can't wait. I can't wait. It's going to be Fears versus Bukaki versus Visions. So, yeah. Bukaki said he would be on camera, but he said, Fears, I'm wearing a ski mask. And I was like, I understand. I got you. So, yeah. She said, you're allowed a free pass with Fears. Yes! I'm just joking, Visions. I'm just joking. So, 3 hole-in-ones, and James got a hole-in-one. I can't remember how many. He got, you'll see it in the vlog. I think he got either 1 or he got 2. Because sometimes I filmed some of the golf match, and Zach had his camera off, and sometimes I had my camera off, and Zach was filming. So I know James got at least 1, because we were all cheering for him. And so that was great. But I got 3 hole-in-ones. Dave, I don't think got any hole-in-ones, but he got a lot of birdies. Dave got a lot of birdies. So, yeah. Zach was doing good, too. We were all doing good. So, the golf match was awesome. So, awesome golf match. We went to a new place for James and Dave. Zach said he took him and his kids there a lot, so he had the home field advantages. I've went there before, I filmed there before, but it's been a long time since I went back to this golf course. We went to the Pirates Cove down in Orlando, and it's awesome. Like, it's so elaborate. They have a pirate ship. There's waterfalls. You hit the mini golf ball, and it goes through all these little tunnels and up these hills and through the waterfall and up. It's elaborate, so you guys are going to be impressed when you see it on the vlog. But so many waterfalls. You go across this bridge, then you hit the ball, and you're in this little cave. And I made a joke when we were in the cave. There was this skeleton on fire, and it has this backdrop of this red light, and he's in this dungeon. And you guys will hear me say in the vlog, I'm like, hey, guys. I'm like, this is what happens to you when you don't subscribe to our channels. And then someone said, I think Dave said, hey, Fears, that's Larry. And I pointed towards the skeleton. I'm like, yep, that is Larry. So that'll be good. Yo, Piss, what's up? Or should I say the future Mrs. Visions? Oh, shit. She says, hell yeah. Yo, what's up? What's up? Ski mask at the mini golf. Hope we don't get a terrorism alert. I hope not either, but you said you wouldn't be in the vlog without a ski mask. So I said, all right, we'll throw on that ski mask. So, ski mask it up. So, awesome mini golf. The golf was a rockin' and shockin'. By the way, new Return of the Living Dead shirt. It's so comfy. Visions, I can't wait until you make another. I suggested it. You don't have to because it's your website. I love your Castlevania shirt. I wear it all the time. But you got it on a mug, right? You got it on a mug. But I think you should put something of Friday the 13th, like the video game, on a shirt. I love when you do movie shirts or TV shirts or video game shirts. Those are some of my favorite stuff you make. So just giving a suggestion. You don't have to. Yo, what's up, Caleb? Good to see you. Awesome show. Good work. Good to see you. Let's see here. 3 hole-in-ones. James got a hole-in-one, and he was excited. I think maybe that was one of his first hole-in-ones ever. I don't know. James got a hole-in-one. We didn't have any weight. Well, like, there was one group ahead of us. This really hot girl in a red dress. I'm telling you, all the hot girls are taken. I was going to say something, but then all of a sudden her, like, jock douchebag boyfriend or whatever You know, he had the big shoulders, like, come on, babe. I'm just like, oh, this fucking guy. And he walks out, and he walks out of the bathroom, and I'm like, oh, well, I was going to say something to the hot girl in the red dress, but either she was on a date or they're married, or I was like, but, oh, he was like, yeah, we'll take two. I'm like, oh, this fucking, I could just tell he was like one of those jock guys, like, I can take a football and throw it 1,000 yards type of guy. So I didn't say anything, but she was hot. She was rocking, so I'm going to write it down. Hot, sexy girl in a red dress at the golf. So, hot, sexy girl in the red dress. I won the golf match. I got 41, but let me check the score because Dave gave me the scorecard. Hang on. Let me check. I'm going to put this in my scrapbook. I always save, whenever I get all my pictures printed out, I save I make a big scrapbook. So you guys can kind of see it. This is during the daytime, but they have so many more waterfalls. It looks way cooler at night, but it's elaborate. Pirates Cove, it's quite elaborate. So, oh, it's hard reading Dave's handwriting. So, James got 69. Zach got 58. Dave got 58. And I got 42. I thought it was 41. 42. So, Fears won the match. So, yeah. Pretty close, though. Pretty close. So, yeah. So, Fears won the match. I'm telling you, the only people that have ever... Oh, that's funny, Museum. He goes, yeah, he goes, my mom's taken. If that was your mom, she was a hot MILF. Let me tell you. She was hot. She was a rockin'. So, yeah. Did James get 69 on purpose? I don't think so, but that's funny. So, yeah. I'm number one. Yeah. I got to get my hair cut. Look at this fucking Elvis shit, man. It's getting crazy. I wanted to do it this weekend, but I just didn't have time, so... Either today or tomorrow, I'm getting my hair cut. Yeah, so the mini golf was awesome. And then we got a couple subs while we were there. There was this British couple, and they're like, oh, are you vloggers? And I'm like, yeah, we're vloggers. And I said, oh, do you live here? And she goes, oh, no, we're on holiday. And I was like, oh, well, then you got to check it out. Oh, give me your channel name. I'm like, oh, Fearsman26, Fears Vlogs. I'm like, I've got tons of British fans. I said, I'm half British. I said, sub it up. I said, I got New Zealand fans like Museum. And I said, Europeans love Fears. Sub it up. Oh, I definitely sub. She's like, we're doing the whole Disney thing, and then we're going to Epic Universe. And I'm like, well then, I said, you have the advantage. Oh, what do you mean? I said, well, I've done Disney, but I said, I've never done Epic Universe. I said, I hear good things. She's like, oh yeah, what have you heard? I said, I love all the monster movies. I said, they got a total recreation of Victor Frankenstein's castle in there, and there's like haunted houses and roller coasters and going fucking nuts. And she, oh, you haven't went? And I said, no, not yet. I said, I'm busy. I work, I edit, I go nuts, I do vlogs, I do streams. I said, there's not enough hours in the day. I said, I will eventually get to it before I die. But I said, yeah. I said, you guys have a good vacation. So we got a bunch of subs. Zach got some subs. I got some subs. Dave got some subs. So that was cool. So we got some subs at the golf course. Got subs. On the way to the golf course, you guys saw, we hit that party bus up. There had to be at least 15 hot-ass chicks in that party bus. I don't know what they were celebrating, but a lot of them had cowboy hats on. So very sexy cowgirl, you know. So they were all, but me, Zach, and Dave said, well, it's only one of three things. Either someone's getting married and it's their bachelorette party, or it's someone's birthday and they're in a party bus. Not one of those chicks was ugly. They were like perfectly flawless chicks. And I'm like, she's hot, she's mega hot. Oh my God, look at her fucking legs. She's an epic, she's amazing. There's not one, they were perfectly flawless specimens. I'm like, giving credit where credit is due. So I decided to jump out of the car, not only because I thought it would be funny, but it made the stream. You guys were laughing because you're like, oh, Fears ain't gonna jump out. Yes, I did. So yeah, so I jumped out. I started partying with the lady. You can hear me in the background. I'm like, I love you, ladies. I'm like, you guys are sexy. I love you. I love you. And then at the end, before I jump back in the car, I'm like, I'm single. I'm ready to mingle. Please hit me up. Fears vlogs. I mean, I was going nuts. So partying with ladies. Near their party bus. Dave was laughing his ass off. I was laughing my ass off. I know Zach was laughing his ass off. It was great. Partying with chicks near their party bus. Again, the only reason why I didn't jump on the bus was because I left my cell phone in the car. If I would have had my cell phone, I would have been like, yo, guys, hit me up in about an hour. I'll meet you at Pirates Cove. And I would have partied with those girls on that bus. But it's kind of a little hard to keep in touch. I literally had only a couple seconds. I said, well, that green light at the stoplight's gonna turn green here in a couple seconds. I said, I want to jump out, get this prank done. I know the fans will love it. I know they'll think it's funny. I'll think it's funny. I said, those girls will definitely think it's funny. And I forgot to push record. And I said, here, Dave, film this. And I thought I pushed the button. Clearly I didn't. Thank God Zach was live streaming. So Zach sent me all the footage. So it'll be in my vlog. The first part, the internet cut out. But most of it, you guys can see it pretty clearly. So I had it. I jumped out. I'm all dancing, going nuts. And then you guys hear me then. I love you. I love you, ladies. I'm single. I'm ready to mingle. Fears vlogs it up. You know. They were laughing. The girls were they were into it, man. It was great. So, yeah. Yo, what's up, Dave? Where's Caleb? Come back. We need more YouTube warriors. He's your cheerleader, Fears. Who is? Oh, Caleb? Yeah. Caleb's been a friend and a fan for quite a while. You know? He helps me make my YouTube banners sometimes. Caleb's been nothing but nice for, I think he's been watching me for a decade now. So have you guys. Which I appreciate. Thank you. All right, what else? Dinner was good. The food was rocking. Dinner was good. Dave is officially the hot sauce master. Elsie, I'm sorry. Elsie was wrong. He goes, Dave, I'm telling you. Dave, I'm telling you. Like, once the bomb sauce hits your lips, you know, like you're gonna fall over. Not only did Dave not fall over, Dave, you took it like a champ. I mean, even more than a champ. I didn't see Dave cry. He only had a bit of a stomach ache, and he said, Fears, I just need to use the restroom. I'm going to go to CVS, buy one antacid. Or, Dave, what was that place you went to? He went to and he just went to the restroom for like 5 or 10 minutes. He goes, I'll be out in 10 minutes. Me and Zach waited in the car for 10 minutes. He popped an antacid. I was like, are you good? I'm like, did you throw up in there? Nope, I didn't throw up, Fears. I went, oh, well, that's good. He's like, yeah, I'm fine. He goes, I have a little bit of a tummy ache. I just popped an antacid. I'm good. And that stuff works quick. So not only did he disprove what LC said. And LC, I'm not trolling you. I'm not making fun of you. You know, we're buddies. But LC was like, he's like, Fears, I'm telling you, once that bomb sauce hits, you know, Dave's lips, he's probably going to throw up like you. And I was like, well, no one's going to throw up like me because not only did I throw up, I threw up about 8 times and I turned white as a ghost. Dave didn't do any of that. Dave even did extra. If this is the pepper, he scooped out the inside of the pepper, right? He poured in the hottest hot sauce that Joe's Crab Shack, that's where we went to go eat. He poured that in halfway. Then he took the bomb sauce, poured it in halfway, and was like, yeah, try by, see you later. Ate it like a champ. Nothing fazed him. Then I was like, Dave, do what Vision said. Grab the bomb sauce and fucking chug it. Dave's like, all right. Chugged it. Nothing. So, yeah. So, Dave, you are the man. You are officially in the community, the fucking hot sauce master to the next dimension. His next challenge, though, I'm like, I said it off camera. I said, Dave, save some of that fucking Da Bomb sauce. Take that last chip challenge. I said, open up the last chip challenge. Dunk the rest of that Da Bomb sauce. I mean, I told Dave, I said, take the Da Bomb sauce, the last of it. Open up the last chip challenge. I said, fucking saturate the shit out of it and then pop it in. And Dave's like, I'll do it, Fierce. So that's his next challenge. Oh yeah, but he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it like a champ. So I'm gonna write down dinner was good. Dave achieved the Da Bomb sauce challenge. And then some. Because he didn't, I'm telling you, he didn't just achieve it, he knocked it right out of the park. So, way to go, Dave. Way to go, Dave. Achieve the Da Bomb sauce challenge. I was laughing. The fans were laughing. Zach was laughing. James was in utter chaos laughing while he was trying to eat his dinner. And I was like, Dave is the man. So, there we go. All right. I'll be honest. Atomic Horror was pretty good, but they were slacking on the new merch. Because normally, and the owner even said it. She goes, "Fears." She goes, "We didn't get much in this week." I said, "Really?" I said, "That's a first." She's like, "Yeah, it's been kind of a slow week." I said, "Well, usually," I said, "Oh, hang on." I said, "Usually," I said, "you guys get new stuff in every single week." She goes, "Oh, sometimes daily." But she's like, "We just didn't get much in, so there may be not anything new." I found some new stuff. But, so yeah, it's still always fun. But she's like, "Well, hopefully in a week or two, when you come back, there'll be new stuff." I said, "Oh, yeah." So I got some more stickers. I got some more magnets. I got this really cool. I'm going to probably wear it either tomorrow on my live or the next day. I'm definitely wearing it the next time there's a show. Because Jeff likes Hawaiian shirts. I like Hawaiian shirts. And Visions, I had no idea that you like Hawaiian shirts. Because he was wearing one. Because usually you're the, you got that goth humor. You got that goth bad boy. I don't know. I just don't see goths liking Hawaiian shirts. That's just me. I'm not trying to make any assumptions. But Bukag, I never thought I would see your brother in a Hawaiian shirt. It was pink and had the green palm trees on it. And I was like, hey, that's a nice Hawaiian shirt. But this one that I found at Atomic Horror is one of my new favorites. I'm going to wear it tomorrow on the show, I think. And I'm definitely wearing it to Jeff's next convention because I took a shot of it and said, hey, Jeff, check this out. I sent it to him, and he's like, Fierce, where'd you get that? I said, Atomic Horror. He goes, oh, Fierce, I got to go there and get the same shirt. I said, they're there, buddy. I said, they got way more than I said. I just got one new shirt. I said, I got one new Hawaiian shirt. And he's like, well, Fears, I'm not trying to copy you. He goes, I like that new one. I said, well, I'm going to probably wear it to your next show. And so he liked this one. Let me grab it. I love this monster. I love the monster movies. It's really nice silk material. And oh my God, look at this. Oh, yeah. Look at this. I love it. Pretty good stuff. All right. So there we are. So, yeah. But yeah. But that's cool, though. That's cool. Everyone likes the Hawaiian shirts. I just didn't think you were a Hawaiian shirt type of guy, Visions, but I was proven wrong. I think Museum has a Hawaiian shirt with guys banging each other, which is goth. I don't know if that's goth, but yeah. Anyway, let's see here. Let me catch up with the chat. Dave could consume. Oh, I'm not going to read that. It's in the genes. Well, Dave's got good genes, I'm telling you, because he did that Da Bomb sauce and then some. So, yeah. But I'm telling you, whenever I hang out with LC and we play some video games, I'm gonna proposition. I'm gonna give LC a proposition. I'll be like, dude, LC, you and Dave should do a da bomb sauce like hot sauce challenge. And I said you can buy the entire gauntlet of hot sauce that they do on Hot Ones. And I said you and Dave should just like put them on wings and see who would last. That would be great content. I know Dave would be. I don't know if LC would do it. I know Dave would be in. You know. Let's see. Vision says, I didn't even remember owning that one. Lucky draw from the closet. I mean, it looks almost exactly like mine. And I thought, you put a lot of effort into that. I never thought I would see a Fears mask. And you had like, I don't know, it looked like a ski mask, but it was like nylon or something. It just had me smiling. And I was like, send me one of those because it would be hilarious. I go through a drive-thru, order some McDonald's. And then the lady's like, oh, yeah, that'll be $5.50. I go, oh, excuse me for a second. And then I peel off a Fears mask to reveal Fears underneath it. I know I would get a hilarious reaction. She's like, well, why are you wearing a mask? It's the same fucking thing of your face. I'm like, oh, just to get a funny reaction. So, yeah, send me one of those visions. That would be hilarious. A Fears mask under a Fears, under a Fears, under a Fears. So there we are. But that's cool. That was something that I found out about my good friend Visions. I was like, I just didn't see you. I'm not trying to harp on it. I just didn't see you as a Hawaiian, because you always wear everything black. You're like Fears, I wear everything black. I wear black shirt, black shorts, black jeans, black shoes. Oh, he would never wear a Hawaiian shirt then. So, yak off, I apologize. I made an assumption. So, my bad, buddy. But that's my new favorite. Because it looks so cool. It's got the red in there for the blood, and then it's got Dracula and Frankenstein and the Mummy, and where is she? The Bride of Frankenstein right here. And it's got, let's see, what else have I got on? Oh, it's got the creature from the Black Lagoon. It's got, what's the guy that wears the fucking sunglasses? The Invisible Man. It's got the Wolfman on here, and then the red stuff says, we dare you to see it, Nightmare of Horror. Then it's got this, I don't know why it's got a beetle on it, but it's got a beetle right there. So these shirts are awesome. And I guess this is the company that makes them, and so this is the company that makes them and ships them to Atomic Horror. It's RSVLTS. So yeah. I'm going to wear it tomorrow, so you guys will get to see... Oh, well, technically today, because I'm going to... Now that I'm not going to work until tomorrow night, because I took today off. Later on today, whenever I do my live, I'm going to be wearing it. Because I had a nap. I had a nap before Yak. That's why when Lantern said, oh, Fears, you need some sleep, I was like, I'm good. I'm like, I had a nice long nap because I slept through almost all of Yak's live. Like I said, I caught the tail end of it, like the last 10 minutes. So yeah. Dave says all the classics. Dave's, I'm telling you, I don't even have to ask you, but I will. I don't know if LC would do it. So hang on, you gotta do the last chip challenge. So if this is the last chip, I'm telling you, I'll order you some more da bomb sauce. Take that whole fucking thing. Nunk all over. I mean, saturate it and go, hey guys, and just devour it. Last chip, the rest of that da bomb sauce, take it like a champ, and then we'll get LC. And I'll film it, Dave. You put LC in one chair, you on the other. We'll get some hot wings. We'll do our own gauntlet of wings. We don't even have to watch fucking Hot Ones, and we'll see who lasts. We'll start with the mini one, like the classic sauce. And we'll go all the way to the last dab. That'll be another challenge. Because I know Dave will do it. Because Dave, not everyone loved it. And I'm not even exaggerating. I didn't think Dave would open up the pepper and be like, oh yeah, a little of this, and a little of that, and a little of this. And then he just went, I was like, and then he was like, then after he ate it, then he had a bowl, and he literally asked that Brandon guy, remember Dave, our waiter, he was like, give me the hottest hot sauce you have on your menu. And Brandon was like, I don't know, man, it's kind of hot. I looked at him and said, trust me, this da bomb shit is hotter than that. And I said, Dave can handle it. And he went, all right, it's pretty hot on our menu. And Dave's like, oh, I don't care, bring it. After he ate that whole pepper with the mixture, I said, Dave, take a little bit more. He just takes a spoon, and he's spooning it out of that, and then he's drinking it, and then he took Vision's advice, and he's down in the bomb sauce. I was like, I've never seen any shit like this in my life. Nothing. Dave was cool as a cucumber. And then about, I don't know, Dave, about an hour, maybe 2 hours, he said, Fears, I'll be honest. I could tell it glazed over his face, and then I was like, are you going to throw up? He said, no, I'm not going to throw up. I have a little bit of a stomach ache. So that was it. I was like, really? That's it? He goes, yeah, I just need to go to the bathroom. I'm going to pop an antacid, and then I'm good. And when he came back, I said, hey, did you throw up? He said, no, I'm good. Just a little tummy ache. But then by the time we got to golf, I said, hey, do you still have a stomach ache? No, it's gone. I was like, I'm impressed, Dave. I am impressed. So, Dave, you are the man, dude. All right, what's next? Let me finish the weekend review. So, I got the mini golf. Oh, Dave, real quick, how many hole-in-ones did James get? I know he got one. Did he get more than one? I got 3. You didn't get a hole-in-one. I don't think Zach got, but just how many hole-in-ones did James get, if you can refresh my memory? And then I did the partying with the hot ladies, and then dinner was good. And then Atomic Horror. They had some new magnets. The new magnets were rocking because I already put them on. So the magnets were rocking because they're my favorite type of magnet. They take the great movie poster out of whatever, whether it's a sci-fi thriller or a horror comedy, and I got them all in order over there. And every time I watch one, I just write it down. And so I'm like, all right, I watched Army of Darkness, and when I go to Atomic Horror, I need to get that and put it on the thing. So as I watch the movies, I put them on the fridge. So all good things. The magnets were good. And then that Scream 7 setup was good. Scream 7 setup was good. They just didn't get a lot of... Oh, yeah, I do have a scorecard. That's a stupid question. I'm sorry. All right, so hang on. James got... My bad. I forgot that it was behind me, Dave. I'm so sorry. That's so stupid. Cut me some slack, people. So I got 3 hole-in-ones, and James got... He got 1 hole-in-one, so I was right. Because there's the one right there. So he only got 1 hole-in-one. But I think that was his first hole-in-one. But at least one... Yeah, he got 1 hole-in-one for sure, so yeah. And then you and Zach didn't get any. But it was neck and neck, so yeah. There it is. I knew he got at least 1, though, because I remember that, because we were all cheering for him, and I was like, James, is that your first hole-in-one? I think he said it was his first hole-in-one. I was like, hell yeah, dude. I'm like, way to go, buddy. Way to go. It's like, way to go, man. Awesome. All right. So the Scream setup was pretty good. Oh, Dave got the nice switch with the owner. So Dave got his little figure. So Dave got the figure. And then the girl got the evil bong. And she was really excited about it. She's like, oh, I've been looking for it. She's like, sometimes when I get off of work, I buy shit from Atomic Horror too. And I was like, well, I don't doubt it. I'm like, you work here, so you get to see all the new shit coming in and coming out. So she's like, oh yeah, it's one of the perks. And she goes, we get a big discount too. I was like, well, again, I don't doubt it. You know. Dave, before you got here, I told everybody we didn't have much of a wait at the golf course. We had one person in front of us. I was telling everybody about the hot chick in the red dress, and I was like, ooh, she looks sexy. But she had that jock douchebag with him. I'm like, oh, this fucking guy. He's all, yeah, I'll take 2. We're going to go golf. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, all right, go ahead. Have a good one, buddy. I would have asked her out, Dave, but all the good ones are taken, man. All the good ones are taken. She was hot, though. She was rocking that red dress. It was like that sexy girl from The Matrix. You know, the girl in the red dress. She was like her, but instead of blonde hair, she had brown hair. And I was like, this girl be a rockin'. All right. What else? I found some good gems. Probably the best gem, Bukkake Vision. The best one of the weekend that I found for sure was this one for sure. The second runner-up was probably this, because that guy was making me fucking lose it. These guys, and I didn't even bother to read the back, but when I did read the back, it sounded so goofy, and then there's Frankenstein right there. So the best find of the weekend, ladies and gentlemen, was this. I can't wait to rip off the plastic. I think tomorrow night I'm going to watch Death Wish 3, because I still have to finish watching the rest of Mad Max. So after the live, I'm going to watch the rest of Mad Max. So yeah. But the movie gems be a rockin'. So best gem of the weekend, Death Wish collection. See some Charles Bronson, like, fuck up some people's lives. Oh, fuck me? Oh, no. Fuck you. And he blows some guy's fucking head off and shit. Because Charles Bronson, he's like fierce. He doesn't take shit from anyone. He's like, oh, what? Are you going to give me shit? All right, I'll just pull out my gun and, I'll fuck some people up, He's a great action star. R.I.P. He's gone. He passed away, but he had the mustache a rockin'. He just kind of glares some guy down like, oh, you killed my wife? Well, guess what? I'm coming after you, motherfucker. So by far, that's the best movie gem. That's the best movie gem of the weekend. So, yeah. So, best movie gem, Death Wish series. What else? I think I hit all the highlights. Oh, well, the Adam the Woo bench was cool. Adam the Woo. It was kind of hard to find it because Dave found out that they did that. Dave, I forgot. You said you heard about it online. I can't remember what Dave told me, because even Zach didn't hear about this bench. Me and Zach heard it through Dave. And Dave's like, oh, I know where it is. He goes, it's out in Celebration. He goes, I don't know what bench, but there's only a certain amount of benches around that lake. We'll find it. So it took us about, I don't know, we ordered our coffee. We chatted with the people that owns that Starbucks. He goes, oh, yeah, Adam the Woo. He goes, this was Adam the Woo's spot because his house is like 10 minutes away from this coffee shop. So he would always come in, get his coffee, and then start his vlog. I said, yeah. I said, we've been to it twice now. He goes, oh, I'm sorry, 3 times now we've been to his coffee spot. And I said, well, we're down here again because we found out that the city honored him with a plaque on the bench. And he said, oh, yeah, it's out there. And we had to, so it took us about 5 or 10 minutes to find it, but we eventually found it. So that was cool. The Adam the Woo bench was cool. So those are all the good points of the weekend. You guys all know all the bad shit of the weekend, so I'm not going to rehash it. I'm going to give the weekend, if you balance out, there's more good stuff of the weekend than bad, but the bad stuff was fucking an earache and crap and garbage. I'm going to give it a 7.5. So yeah. 7.5 out of 10. Because there was a lot that happened this weekend. I hope to God this week and the following weeks are way better. So yeah. I'm praying to God. I can't stand much drama. Or that much more drama. Vision says, are you the Charles Bronson of YouTube? Well, he's way more of a badass than me, Vision. I mean, I don't put up with people's crap, but I wouldn't say I'm the YouTube version of Charles Bronson. He's a good actor, though. I never would have watched him without you and Bukkake, so thanks a lot. He's got a deep, voice, and I don't know, he's just a good action star. I like the way, I like his acting techniques, and I can't wait. Dave mentioned another one. He said, hey, Fears, you know how they remade The Mechanic? And I said no, because I had no idea they made a first one. He goes, well, the remake is with that British actor, Jason Statham or whatever. He's in those Fast and Furious movies. He said the first Mechanic, though, is Charles Bronson. I said, oh, I didn't know that. I said, I thought the Mechanic was just the Jason guy. He goes, no. He goes, that's the remake. The original the mechanic is Charles Bronson. Oh, I said, let me finish. I said, let me finish all these, and then I'll get the original mechanic, and I'll have a little watch. So, yeah. So, I'm looking forward to that. All right. Let's move more into some comedic stuff. Top 10 SNL skits. This is going to be hard because, holy shit, I love me some SNL. So, I'll do my very best. Top 10 SNL skits. You guys all know what I'm about to write the first one. I love me some Coneheads. The daily consumption of mass quantities. You know? Dan Aykroyd, you are a fucking genius, my friend. So not only is he a genius for writing and starring in one of the greatest movies of all time, if the best one, Ghostbusters, but he made the Coneheads movie too. And he actually said in an interview, he goes, nothing against Ray Stantz. He goes, I love playing Ray Stantz. He goes, I invented Ray Stantz. I invented Slimer. He goes, but, he goes, I like Coneheads a little bit more than Ghostbusters, which I found very, what's the word? I found it very odd. I was like, that's your baby, though. Ghostbusters is your baby. But I get it. Beldar is his baby, too. You know, like, he invented Beldar, and he invented Remulac and the Coneheads and all that stuff, and Connie Conehead, and what's his wife's name? What the hell is his mate's friend in that movie? Primax. He invented all that. So he said, I actually prefer playing Beldar more than Ray Stantz. And I was like, dude, you've made more Ghostbusters than Coneheads. He's only done one Conehead, and then he did some commercials as Conehead, as Beldar in the commercial at the State Farm stuff. So he's done more Ghostbusters, but he said, I prefer Beldar over Ray Stantz. And I was like, well, whatever. They're both great. So Coneheads is my first pick. So Coneheads. I do love the Gap Girls when it's Chris Farley, David Spade, and Adam Sandler. So they're all dressed up as girls, and they're all like, ew, like, my dress is way better than yours. And then they're always, like, just trolling people at the mall. That skit is fucking hilarious. And the best one, she's like, oh, God, these chips are good. And then Adam Sandler looks right over at Chris Farley, and he's like, can you save some for us? I thought you were trying to lose weight. And then he grabs David Spade's neck, and he's like, lay off me, I'm starving. And then he's like, oh, sorry. He's like, diet begins next week, da-da-da-da-da. So the Gap Girls is without a doubt hysterical. So, Gap Girls. And then I don't remember the guy that did it, but it was called The Continental, where that guy is like, he's talking real sexy, and it's the guy out of he plays the evil villain in Wayne's World 2, the guy that plays Bobby. He steals Wayne's girlfriend away from what's his name? He was in Wedding Singers too. Oh, I'm sorry, he was in Wedding Crashers. What's that guy's name? He talks like this. He's all like, yo, I talk like this. Like he's got, I forgot that guy's name. Hey, Meta, who plays the evil villain in Wayne's World 2? He plays Bobby, and he steals Wayne's girlfriend away from him.
The role of the villain is Bobby Kahn in Wayne's World 2.
Christopher Walken. So, Christopher Walken plays the Continental in that SNL skit. I love him as the Continental. So, the Continental is pretty damn good. So, the Continental, if you guys have ever seen that one. That's number 3. Number 4, definitely the Roxbury guys. I don't know if you guys like the guys that are bashing their heads and they're, what is love? The Roxbury guys is fantastic. Roxbury guys. Let's see what else. I haven't watched SNL in a while. Oh, and then the 60s one where it's kind of like the Roxbury guys, but it's the pre-Roxbury guys where it's Steve Martin and Dan Aykroyd, and they're like, we're two wild and crazy guys. That skit's fantastic. So the wild and crazy guys, that one's hilarious. And then I love Tom Hanks is in it. He's done it twice now. The yo, I'm David S. Pumpkins, and they're like, "Are you an actor? Are you a celebrity?" And he's like, "I'm my own thing. What's my name? David S. Pumpkins." That Halloween skit is amazing, and that would be a great this year for Halloween. Fears they have the David S. Pumpkins suit at Halloween. That would be great. So I think this year I'm either going to be Snake Plissken again, or I may be the Scary Movie guy because I didn't get to use my Scary Movie mask last Halloween, or I may be David S. Pumpkins. We'll see. I got a lot of ideas floating around. So David Pumpkins skit. I love that old skit where they're like, the Bears, the Bears, the Bears. That one's hilarious. Where they're drinking beer or whatever. The Bears skit. That one's good. Oh, God. What's the other one? Oh, I'm trying to think of the other skit, and I cannot. Hang on. I may have to go to Google for it. I can't think of it. It's an old skit where they're like hamburger, 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 something. I can't remember. I can't remember what it was. SNL skits. I feel like I'm forgetting some. Celebrity Jeopardy. That's a good one. Celebrity Jeopardy. That I love those where Norm Macdonald was play Visions. You'll like this. I like Norm Macdonald also, but I like him in his movies. I like him in Billy Madison, but he's made me laugh more than ever in Billy Madison and when he played Burt Reynolds on SNL in Celebrity Jeopardy. He's like, yeah, Turd Ferguson. It's a funny name. And then he buzzes in and he's like, Mr. Reynolds. And he's like, yeah, that's not my name. That's not my name. I'm not answering. And he's like, Mr. Reynolds has apparently changed his name to Turd Ferguson. And he's like, yeah, what do you want? And he's like, you buzzed in. He's like, no, I didn't. He's like, yes, you did. He goes, yeah, whatever. That's your opinion. I love Celebrity Jeopardy. I love him as Burt Reynolds in Celebrity Jeopardy. It was hilarious. Celebrity Jeopardy, that's number 8. And then, let's see, what else? Wayne Campbell, Wayne's World. I just watched that. I love Wayne's World. That is one of my most favorite. I'd say Coneheads and Wayne's World are probably my two. They're high on the list of my skits. You know, Wayne's World and Coneheads are way up on the SNL skit list. So Wayne's World. And then number 10. What's another one? The More Cowbell skit where they're doing a recording and it's a band and then Christopher Walken plays like the leader of the band and he's like, I'll be honest, fellas, it was great, but I could have used a little bit more cowbell. So he's like, so Gene and Will Ferrell plays Gene. He goes, so Gene, he's like, let's take it from the top. And he's like, Gene, really explore the studio space with the cowbell. And he's like, you got it, Bert, and all the more cowbell, that's for sure number 10. More cowbell. That shit makes me laugh hysterically. I mean, those are 10 good ones, but there's others, but those are 10 of my favorites. But I'd have to say my top 3 is probably Wayne's World first. Oh, no. Coneheads first, Wayne's World, and then the Night at the Roxbury guys. I'd say those 3 are my all-time favorites. But yeah, I grew up on the... and then if I had to pick the other one, if I had to pick a fourth one, what's the... where is it? Eddie Murphy was in the skit. When Eddie Murphy played like a black version of Mr. Rogers, that one's pretty funny too. If I had to pick a fourth. But yeah, those 10 are very high on the list. So yeah. Alrighty. Let's move on to the next topic, my friends. Oh, yeah, the Blues Brothers. Yeah, that's a good... yeah, I'll put that one down. Yeah, I forgot about Blues Brothers. That's good. Because I love the Blues Brothers movie. Yeah. Yep. So Fierce cheated. Not the top 10, the top 11. I'll switch it. Because, yeah, you can't forget about the Blues Brothers. So, yeah. You know, I'll pick one more so it's even. Top 12. Dave, what's the guy where he's like... oh, not that guy. Hang on. Dana Carvey did it. Mr. Roberts, yeah, Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood. I'll put that one down. Or I loved it when Dana Carvey played George Bush, and whenever he did the church lady, well, isn't that special? You know, church chat was pretty hysterical. But yeah, I'm gonna put down Mr. Robinson. He's like, this is how white people answered the door. Knock, knock, knock. Oh, can I come in? He goes, now, this is how black people answer the door. And he goes, who is it? So that shit was hilarious. So top 12. Because, yeah, I can't forget about Blues Brothers. Blues Brothers is fucking great. So, yeah. All right, Mr. Robinson. All right, there it is. I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. Fears will be back at 2 and 2, and then we'll do I'll do some movie reviews, and we'll get on with the next stuff. So yeah, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I'll be right back. All right. I'm going to turn on my fan. It's a little hot. Oh. I always have to stand on my tippy toes to turn on this damn fan because I'm so short. There we go. I hate being short. I hate it. I'm literally like standing on my tippy toes trying to like grab the fucking switch to turn on the fan. All right. I'm back. I just did number 1, Dave, so no Febreze. No Febreze. So, yeah. Shout out to all the fans that are still hanging out with me at 5 in the morning. So, yeah. But I didn't want to impede on Yakov's stream time. All right, next. Let's see here. Let's see what... I'll do a movie review. All right, Visions, you told me about this one. I never knew Future World. I learned 2 things. When I bought... I'll do this review first, and then I've been wanting to review this. I had no idea that was... I knew there was the television show, the newer one, and then I found... Dave told me, he goes, Fears, I'm going to blow your mind. I was like, what's up? He goes, well, look on the back of your Blu-ray. So I looked at Westworld, and it said pilot, and that one's called Beyond Westworld. And he goes, Fears, I don't know why. He goes, I don't know why. He goes, but it only had technically 6 episodes. Because, Dave, you said they had the pilot called Beyond Westworld, and they brought back the gunslinger. Yul Brynner wasn't it, but they brought the gunslinger character back. And I said, okay. And he goes, for whatever reason, it just didn't do good. It had the pilot, and then it had 5 episodes, and then that was it. And then I thought, all right, well, they'll probably never make another Westworld. I love Westworld. The actual concept is not really that far-fetched. I'd say in about 100 years, maybe 2 years, there'll probably be a resort like Westworld or whatever. Probably not in my lifetime, but maybe in 100, 200. It's not that far-fetched of an idea. So, So I thought that was it. There was no TV show. Then they made the newer version of the TV show, and it lasted 4 seasons. I've only watched all of season 1 and half of season 2. I need to get 3 and 4, but I've heard good things about the entire Westworld TV show, the newer one. And but Dave, I've yet to see the Beyond Westworld. I watched the pilot episode, and to me, I liked it. The pilot episode of Beyond Westworld was pretty damn good. I was like, why didn't this succeed? And Dave was like, it just didn't do well. And then Visions told me about this. He said, Fears, Vision, don't quote me, but I know you said, Fears, if you like Westworld, you'll like this. I never knew there was a future world until I found it online. So I was like, hell yeah. I'm like, I'll get that and watch that. So I hadn't watched it in a while, so I decided to watch it again. So let's see. Bukake says, as long as you aren't on your tippy toes trying to take a pee. That's true. Thank God I don't have to do that. Yeah, exactly. Vision says Mount Baldy. I'm not going bald. What are you talking about? The hairs are flowing. No bald spots, thank God. All right. Future World stars. I love how they say also starring Yul Brynner. He's not starring in it. He's got one scene in this movie. Peter Fonda is in every single scene. That's starring. But Yul Brynner's in one scene, and it's a dream sequence, and he plays the gunslinger again. So that's not really starring, but whatever. I'm nitpicking. All right, Future World. They talk about Westworld in the sequel, but basically in Future World they said, we spent millions of dollars because in the first time we opened the park so many people died, and now it's flawless. But we decided to get rid of Westworld, and now we've got Roman world and medieval world, and now we have Future World. So we got rid of Westworld. And I was like, well, that sucks, because Westworld is one of the best worlds you can go to. Future World, it's all right. Like the actual world. The movie's great. It's not as good as the first one, but it's pretty good. Like Westworld gets a 10 out of 10. I'm going to give Future World probably a 9.2 out of 10. It's still pretty good. So 9.2 out of 10. They expand the world of the actual park. So expand the world of the park. A lot of death in the movie. Lots of deaths. Probably my favorite kill is the guy that wins a free trip to Future World. He ends up dying. So the free trip guy dies. And then this one, they're copying people and killing people, and because there's a government conspiracy, and they're like, well, she's wrote a bad review, so we're going to kill her and then make a copy of her and send her out into the world. And then Peter Fonda and that character fight back. And I finally realized who that woman is. This woman plays in the Meet the Parents series. So she plays Robert De Niro's wife. And I watched her and then I said, I know that face from somewhere. She plays the old woman in Meet the Parents series. And I was like, oh shit. I'm like, that's the young girl from this. And I was like, oh. So I finally connected the dots. So I do recommend it. It's a good sci-fi. It's sci-fi, action, adventure, thriller, suspenseful with horror aspects because people die in it. So thriller, action, adventure, sci-fi, thriller with horror aspects. That's the best way to describe it. Vision says, sorry, I wrote the punchline first. What did Yul Brynner's wife do on their first night? Oh, I got you. He mounted her, Mount Baldy, because he's bald. I got you. That was good. It took me a minute. Yeah. Peter Fonda is Jane Fonda's. Oh, I didn't know that, Dave. That makes sense. Because Jane Fonda's in Barbara. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Easy Rider rocks. I've heard of it. I don't think I've seen it. I'll have to watch the trailer. Well, you and your brother know a lot of movie stuff, so I'll watch the trailer. If it makes the list, I'll put it on my new list in my phone, because I've been gradually taking all the movies off of this. I finally figured out how to make a fucking list in the actual movie app. So yeah, I haven't got them all. As soon as I get them all, I may just send this to a fan, because I thought about just ripping it up, and I'm like, you guys have seen this for years, so I will send the list that has so many coffee stains on it. Look at all these coffee stains. Now it's like it's a signature thing for the Fears show, so it's going to be kind of weird not looking at the list. But as soon as I put all these on the list in my phone, I'm going to get rid of it. And I'll probably send this to a fan, because I used this forever. And now I've got the signs over there on the... I forgot to grab it before the show. I almost lost it, Dave. I had to take a coat hanger and get it out from underneath this thing. It's on the fridge, so I'll give these to a fan at some point. So yeah. All right, what else? I do recommend it. My two favorite scenes. Probably when Peter Fonda's character, he's fighting off some knight, all in black, and they're chasing his character. So the Black Knight scene is pretty good, and they're like trying to kill his character and make a copy of him. So the Black Knight scene is pretty good. That's probably my favorite scene out of Future World. And then my second, when they go to Future World, there's this game where you step on this platform and there's another guy that steps on the platform, and it looks like two humans are like boxing. So the boxing scene is probably my second favorite. I mean, it's pretty cool. So the boxing scene, and then again, the best death I think in the film is the guy that wins the free trip off the game show. He gets there, he's having a blast, and then he ends up dying. I was like, oh, well, sucks to be that guy. Pretty good watch. Watch it. Epic. Genius. So, yeah. All right. Well, since Visions brought it up, I've never seen the trailer for Easy Riders. Let's have a little watch. Let's have a little gander, my friends. All right. Let me look it up. And if it's good, which I trust you, Visions, I'm sure it'll be good. We'll add it to the list. So let me just... I know it has a lot of motorcycles in it. I know that much. I've never seen the trailer. So Easy Riders trailer. Oh, very old. 1969. Damn, this thing is old. Holy crap. Peter Fonda's in it, though, rocking some aviator sunglasses. Oh, hell yeah. Nice. All right, let's watch it. It's a short trailer. It's only 59 seconds, but that'll be enough time to see yay or nay. All right, here we go. Oh, nice. Nice music. So we're off to a good start. Nice. Okay.
Where the trees have names of prisons and break the light in colors that no one knows the names of.
Oh, a lot of hot chicks in this. Hot, sexy, flower power chicks. We're off to a good start, Visions. Oh, yeah.
This year, the judges of the Cannes Film Festival presented the award Best Film by a New Director to Easy Rider. It's the story of a man who went looking for America and couldn't find it anywhere. Easy Rider stars Peter Fonda.
You do your own thing in your own time.
I like his shades. He's got some really cool sunglasses, and his leather jacket's pretty badass.
Brown. Also starring Dennis Hopper, the award-winning director of Easy Rider.
Oh shit, Dennis Hopper's in this. I love him in Speed. Nice. Now we're off to a really good start. I mean, we were already at, like, the minute Peter Fonda's in it, because I like his acting, and then I heard the music, I'm like, all right, well, we're already at a 9. Now that Dennis Hopper's in it, because he plays a really good villain in Speed. I loved his villain in Speed. Now we're like at a 9.5, so it's probably going on the list, Visions. That's cool, and he starred in it, and he directed in it. Nice. Very cool.
Co-starring Jack Nicholson.
Oh, dude. Well, now we're at a 9.8 because I love Jack Nicholson. Oh, hell yeah.
What you represent to them is freedom. What the hell's wrong with freedom, man? That's what it's all about.
Easy Rider.
I like it. It's going on the list. All right. Well, this will be the first one that I add to my new list, so it's so awesome. So you go into the app. Here we go. Well, thanks for the new suggestion, my buddy, my friend. I almost said my buddy, my friend. You know what I meant. And so I've got one list. You just click on the list, and then you just click edit. Click edit. And you just add in the new one. So Easy Rider. There it is. It's right there. You click on that. Oh, hang on. There we go. And you click done. And there it is. It's on the list, buddy. Hell yeah. And then you click out, and then you click save. So I've slowly but surely been adding them in. So there's there's the first one. The whatever the hell it is. The crazy bitch. They kill people with the chainsaws and steal all their money and have sex with them or do God knows what. And then at the bottom, I got part 2 of Toxic Avenger. I got the Laser Blast, the Demon Win, and then someone suggested, what was it? Vision Quest. So I got that one in there. And then I got the Easy Rider. So there it is. Hopefully today or tomorrow I can update the list and finally get rid of this. And then, Dave, I've got all the ones in my notes. Look, it goes from, look at all these. Bam, bam. Tons of them in there. Oh, yeah. I liked it. I'm going to give that a big thumbs up. Easy Rider, pretty damn good, my friend. So I'm going to rate that. I'm going to rate that one. So Easy Rider. Easy Rider. 1969. That trailer watch review. Alright, so it had Peter Fonda, cool shades, cool leather jacket, Jack Nicholson, Dennis Hopper starring in it and directing. I'm going to give it a solid 9.8 out of 10. 9.8 out of 10. It's on the list for sure. Alright. Oh no, Dave! It's not made in 1991. I looked it up. 1969. 1969. So it's an oldie, but a goodie. So thanks, Visions. It's on the list. But no, it's not made in 1991, Dave. It's 1969. That's pretty old. But good. All right. Next. Escape from Planet of the Apes. It is action, adventure, sci-fi, and people die in it. But it's more on the comedic side because they go into the past. And then it's got all of them wearing like 60s clothes and all that. And they're like, where the hell are you from? Oh, we're from your future. And we watch from our spacecraft, we watched like the Earth explode because of a nuclear disaster, and then eventually, like, apes will be a lot more smarter than humans, and then we use humans for scientific experiments, and gorillas are like hunting humans and shit. So pretty cool. They go into the past. So one of my favorites out of the series. Obviously, the first one is the best one. So yeah. Yeah. All right. So, Planet of the Apes. I'm sorry, Escape from the Planet of the Apes. The Apes. I don't know why. I just wanted to rewatch it. So yeah, Escape. Probably because I hadn't seen it in a while. Escape from one of my favorites. The first one gets a perfect 10 out of 10. Perfect 10 out of 10. Dave, is that another movie I need to look up, or were you saying that Easy Riders is 1991 because it's made in 69? Is 1991 another movie I need to watch? Let me know. One of my favorites. The ending is very shocking. So ending is very shocking. I don't want to reveal the ending because I don't want to ruin it for anyone. Ending is shocking but cool. Nice little twist at the end. Cool ending but shocking. Let's see what else. My second favorite scene is when their spacecraft, that's really not theirs. It's they repair the spacecraft that lands in the first Planet of the Apes. The Charlton Heston's character. So they repair it, and as they're fleeing the Earth, because in number 2 they let off the nuclear explosion that really ends up, killing the entire Earth. When the military gets on the beach, and it's the same beach that you see in the first movie with him going, "Damn you apes!" and then you see like what's left of the Statue of Liberty and all that crap. I'm like, that's the same beach, but now it's in the past. And then the military shows up. And they get out, and they think it's the Charlton Heston's character. And they're like, "Oh yeah, welcome back. We thought you guys were lost forever." And da-da-da-da-da. And then they take off the helmet, and they're all like, "Oh, that's not a human. That's a fucking ape-like creature." So that scene's probably my second favorite. So them getting to Earth is my second favorite scene. So them arriving in the past. And then probably my favorite scene is when Cornelius and his wife, they are trying to explain how they got, so they're in this court meeting and they're kind of on trial, and Cornelius is changed up to his wife, and he goes, "We mean you no harm. We're very peaceful. We're sorry about what we did to humans in the future, but we're scientists. We never wanted to hunt humans for sport. That's the gorillas and the chimpanzees and all that. So we mean you no harm. Can you take off these chains?" And then the humans start asking Cornelius and his wife, like, "How did you get here? How can apes talk?" And then they tell everybody kind of like a 20-second version of, "We're from your future. At some point, humans made so many mistakes, and then at first they all the cats and dogs die, and they decided to take apes and gorillas and make them their pets. Then apes and gorillas fought back, and then they eventually started to evolve even smarter than humans, and then they started talking, and then all hell broke loose." So they kind of gave him a history of what happened, and so eventually you destroy, in the future, you destroy the Earth with this nuclear blast, and then we left the Earth, and eventually when you watch number 5, it's a total, if that wouldn't happen, and it goes 360s, so yeah. So I'd say the court scene is without a doubt my favorite scene. The court scene. There's a lot of action. It's more on the funny side. In the middle, when they get to Earth, they're like, "Well, let's take you out to dinner." And Cornelius is like, "You actually sit down and eat in clothes and have a conversation?" They're like, "Yeah, don't you?" They're like, "Well, I mean, we do it differently." And then they're trying on 60s clothes. Then they're on TV. They get celebrity status. So it's more on the funnier side in the middle. In the beginning, it's serious, and at the end, it's serious because Cornelius and his wife are fighting for their life. But in the middle, it's more comedic. So a lot of action, a lot more humor in this one, which I like. There's a good balance of both. A lot more humor. I do recommend it. It's a good. Watch the first one. The first one's the best one. So obviously, I recommend it. It's a good watch. Good watch. Those are my two favorite scenes, and I'm gonna give it. There's 5 of the original. I would say out of the 5, it goes number 1 is my favorite. Second is number 3. My third favorite is number 2. Then 5 and then 4. 4's kind of boring, but 5 is fantastic. So yeah, I'm gonna give number 3. I'm gonna give it a solid 9 out of 10. The first one's definitely like an 11 out of 10 for sure. So 9 out of 10, solid 9 out of 10. Watch it, enjoy it, my friends. It's good. There we are. All right. Let me catch up with the chat. Harley Davidson and 91. Mickey. Oh, nice. I enjoyed the Planet of the Apes TV show and the car. I still need to watch those, Dave, because I want to. Now that I've watched, there's only one left. I've watched all the old ones. Up here, I've watched Tim Burton's remake of Planet of the Apes, the first one. I've watched 1 through 5 of these because there's 5 of the original. I watched the remake. I've watched all of these. I've watched these newer versions. I've watched the newer versions. I just need to watch. I've watched Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Rise, and War. There's only one over here. It's somewhere over here. I need to watch Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. So that's the only one I need to watch, and then I need to watch the TV show and the cartoon, because you said the TV show and the cartoon ties into the original series, and I'm like, yes, I can't wait. So, yeah. These, they're all right. They're okay. There's some parts of these that I like, but these are not as good as the originals. The originals are fucking fantastic. So, yeah. But the newer ones are all right. They're watchable. So yeah. All right, let me watch this movie. So Dave, what's the name of the movie? 1991. That I need to watch. Harley Davidson and the 1990. Okay, so let me find this movie. 1991. All right, let's have a little watch. Oh man, I'm starting to get a little tired, but I'm not that tired. That nap I had was great while Yakov was doing his live or whatever the hell he was doing. All right, 1991 trailer. Let's see, where is it? Let's see here. Oh, where is it? Can't find it. Oh, where are you? Is that it, Dave? Is that the whole... Is Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man 91? Is that the whole title of the film? Or is it just 1991? Because I can't find it. Because I'll watch it. Let's see. Oh, where are you? I can't find it. Only the Lonely, 1991. I've never heard of that. John Hughes, starring John Candy. Never heard of that one. Never heard of that one. Dave, I've already got Outland on the list. It brought that up. Damnation Alley came up. I can't wait to watch that. That looked amazing. Amazing. And it's got a cool card. A very cool car in Damnation Alley. That looked good. I can't find that one. I'm gonna watch the Apes TV show intro. Let's watch that. Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Apes TV intro. Oh, Roddy McDowall was also in the TV show series. I didn't know that. So his Cornelius character is even in that series. Oh, nice. Hell yeah. Because Cornelius is one of the best characters out of the Planet of the Apes series. It says starring Roddy McDowall. And he was also in The Poseidon with Gene Hackman, which his character dies, but he's in a lot of the movie at the beginning. So, yeah. Planet of the Apes, 1974 opening. Okay, let's do it. Let's watch it.
Life. If we're not living it, what are we doing here?
All right, here we go.
Beware the beast man, for he is the devil's pawn. Alone among God's primates, he kills.
He's got a good
spawn
voice, Roddy
for
McDowall.
lust
He's a good actor.
or greed. Yea, he will murder his brother to possess his brother's land. Let him not breed in great numbers, for he will make a desert of his home and yours. Shun him, for he is the harbinger of death.
Nice. I can't wait to see how they tie in the TV show, Dave, with all the other 5 old Planet of the Apes movies. It's probably got to be like little mini adventures in between like the films and stuff. I can't wait. Oh, dude, this looks awesome. This looks so awesome. Hell yeah. I don't know if I'll be able to write the TV show on the app. I'll try to find it on here, and I'll put it on there. If not, then I'll add it to that paper list. Oh, this looks awesome, dude. Starring Roddy McDowall. He must have shot the TV show in between the movies. Hell yeah. Oh, I'm sold. This looks fucking great. All right, so right off the bat, Roddy McDowall's in it, so I'm like, oh, well, already we're at a 9 out of 10. Then, from what I watched from the television series, lots of action, so I'm like, well, now we're at a 9.5. Then, the whole intro of them, like, coming from our time to their time, and the whole spacecraft, Dave, the spacecraft looks even slicker than the one in the first one. And I bet you it's like little mini adventures in between all the other like movies and shit. So that TV show intro, I'm gonna give it a solid 9.6 out of 10. I mean, that was good. Planet of the Apes. Apes TV show intro, 9.6 out of 10. It's pretty good. I like it. But I can't wait to see how they tie in the, like, is it like little, Dave, don't tell me anything, because Dave's already seen it. I've never seen it. I can't wait. Is it like mini adventures in between? Because in the intro it says, ties into the original films. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I can't wait. So, is it like you have to watch number 1 and then a couple little mini adventures from the TV show and then part 2 and then mini adventures then part 3? Or is it all these mini adventures after part 5? Or what is it? So I can't wait to figure it out. Sweet! Oh, the whole movie. All right, Harley Davidson and... Okay, I'll have a look. Hang on. Here we go, Dave. And then after I watch this one, I'm going to move on to the next topic. All right, so Harley... If I could type, let's see here. There we go. Oh, this looks cool. Harley Davidson and okay. 1991 original movie trailer. All right, here we go. Here we go.
We are gardeners.
Oh, man.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
All right. Here we go. Already off to a good start. A lot of motorcycles. Good music.
Harley. Marlboro. If you want to ride their road, you gotta know the rules. Never play cowboy.
School's out, boys.
In a room full of Indians.
It's better to be dead and cool than alive and uncool.
Never go into a bar.
I can't watch this.
Unless you're willing to get smashed.
Oh, damn. That guy threw... Dave, you've already seen it, so you know what I'm about to say. The Indian throws the white guy through the fucking window, flies through the window, and lands on the hood of a car. I bet you that hurt.
Doing pretty good after there.
Never ride a Brahma bull.
Strap on your seatbelt, get ready to fly.
When you can take a bus.
Does that look like the work of two bit hoods?
Yeah, pros would have used my keys.
Never rob a bank.
Get back what's mine and kill these men, okay?
Run by bigger crooks than you.
Hey man, that's
Lots of explosions. Now we're talking. Dave, I know my dad would have loved this movie. This is right up my dad's alley. I know my dad would have liked this movie. This looks awesome.
ship's all about.
Never resist an arresting officer.
Oh, she's cute. Oh, nice.
Wait, let's blow off some steam.
We gotta talk to the man upstairs.
You stay on my tail.
No problem.
Never.
Oh, that chick out of Wayne's World, the Asian chick, she's in this. Oh, now we're at a 9.7 because that Asian chick, she's a hottie.
At the bottom. When you want the man on top. Never dive from the.
Dave, they've got. I don't know if it's Airwolf, but they've got a helicopter that kind of looks like Airwolf. Now we're talking. This is going on the list. This is going on the list. This is for sure going on the list. Oh yeah.
Floor.
We're gonna jump. I hate you for this, Harley. I hate you, Harley!
Unless the pool is full.
You guys are a piece of work.
Shoot him! Mickey Rourke. Don Johnson.
Oh, Mickey York. He played. He played the villain in. The fucking Iron Man movie. Iron Man 2. He plays the villain in it. Yeah. He plays the Russian guy.
Harley Davidson and the Marlboro Man.
The police shot me.
Oh yeah, that's going on the list, Dave. Hang on, I'll get back to the chat in a minute because I have like 4 windows up and I can't see you guys. Hang on, let me put this on the list before I forget. Oh yeah, let me go into my letterbox now. Thank God I figured out how to make a list on the actual app. Okay. Let's see, edit, and then add in, what is it, 1991 Harley. There it is, 91. Got it, Dave. Done. And then save. Booyah! Oh yeah, it's on the list. So far the ones that I've added, I need to add the rest of these and the rest of my phone. I've got some goodies. I've got chainsaw hookers. Oh yeah. Give me your money. I'll chainsaw your head off. Oh shit. No Escape, Evil Tunes, Freak, Ticks, Robo Vampire, Slaughter High, Castle Freaks, Total Killer, The Turbo Guy, Nightbreed, Demons. Before Jason and me stopped being friends, he said, watch Microwave Massacre Fears, and I said, okay, I will. Life Force, Horror High, Slumber Party 1, 2, and 3, Evil Dead. I'm still looking for that one. Jesus. It's hard to find Evil Dead 1, Vision. I'm not kidding. If I can't find it within a couple weeks, I'm just going to go to eBay or Amazon and just buy the fucker because I'm so sick of it. Every time I go to Barnes & Noble, oh, yeah, we got it. Or I'll come there and then Evan's like, oh, Fears, you missed it. We had some copies of it last week. I'm like, save me one. Anyway, if I can't find it within a couple weeks, I'm just going to order it. Let's see. Slaughterhouse, Redneck Zombies, The Fan. Then there's another version of The Fan. Zombie Beavers, Outland, Rabid, Fire in the Sky, Spookies, Tales from the Crypt, The Hunted, your dad's favorite movie. I can't wait to watch it. House Guest, Slumber Camp Nightmare, Blood Harvest, Surf 2, Surf Nazis Must Die, Laser Blast, Star Time, Vision Quest, Demon Wind, Tax Avenger Part 2, where he goes off to Japan and kills a lot of people. And then the two newest one, the Harley Davidson one that I watched, and then Easy Rider. Let's see if I can put in the Planet of the Apes TV show. Planet of the Ape TV. No, I can't put that in there. I'm just gonna have to put it on my digital list. You know what? I'll save this list for all the television shows. So, Planet of the Apes TV series, and then I'm gonna watch that cartoon series, Dave, in a minute, and then we're gonna move on. All right, let me close all the 5 or 6 windows I got and get back to you guys. All right, let's see. Return to the Planet of the Apes. Let's see. When is your dad's birthday? Oh, it's I've told you guys before, Visions, but I guess some people forgot. I've already prepared a list of what stuff I'm gonna watch on my dad's birthday, so you guys won't hear from me on that day. I'm gonna get some pizza. My dad's birthday is in March. It's March 14th on a Saturday, so you guys will not hear from me at all that day. I'll watch as many movies of my dad's that he liked. My dad liked a whole bunch of sci-fi, no horror. He liked some comedies, but mainly he liked sci-fi and action. So I'm going to watch as many of the Rambos and as many of the Predator movies and RoboCop and Speed and as much Trek as I possibly can. So March 14th, Visions, is my dad's birthday. March 14th. Rest in peace, Dad. But to honor his memory, to honor his memory, Dad. Oh yeah, as many movies as I can, Dad. And like me, my dad liked pizza, so I'm gonna go to Pizza Hut or Domino's and just get 2 massive ones. I think I'm gonna go to Pizza Hut and get their New York slice, where they're like massive slices, because normally that day is a very emotional day, and I don't want you guys seeing Fears crying, but normally I usually say a prayer. I usually talk to my dad and be like, Dad, I miss you. I love you. I wish you were fucking here because I could really use your advice right now. And then to honor his memory, I just get the coffee a-rocking because my dad liked the coffee, and then I sit there in my jammies all day and just be lazy and just watch as many movies to honor my dad that he loved as possible. So March 14th, Visions. So when that hits, it'll be 4 years now that my dad's gone. But I think about him every day. I miss him. I miss him a lot. I don't think he'll you never truly get over a friend dying or a wife dying or your dad or whatever, you know. So it's, as the years go by, it gets easier. But it doesn't matter if my dad's gone 10 years. It doesn't matter if my dad's gone 90 years. He's my dad. I love him, you know. So I miss you. All right. Return to the Planet of the Apes season. Oh, is that what it is? Oh, hang on. Well, let me write it in. Let's see if I can find it. Hang on. Return to the Planet of the... Nope, it didn't come up, Dave. It did not come up. So, like I said, sometimes TV pilots pop up. Like when I wrote in The Bride of the Incredible Hulk. Well, that popped up, and I watched it and I reviewed it. And then the pilot to the Incredible Hulk. So some of the pilots, like when you gave me the Quester tapes, because they only had one episode, the pilot, and you said, I don't know why that didn't do good. I love the Quester tapes that Dave got me. I loved it. And you gave me the DVD of it, because they'll probably never put that on Blu-ray. It's over there. It's on my TV section. I loved it, Dave. They should have made that into a TV series. Loved it. That came up. I reviewed it. It's on my watch. It's on my reviewed. So sometimes pilots pop up, but this I'll keep on my movie watch list, and then in my notes, in my notes right here, I'll just put my TV show watches that I need to watch. So at the end, I put Planet of the Apes TV series. So yeah. All right. Yeah. Ooh, that was loud. But yeah, Visions, my dad's birthday. I forgot. You told me when your dad's birthday is. Sorry, Bukaki. Sorry, Visions. I forgot. But yeah, March 14th is my dad's birthday. So yeah. I have to stretch my leg. When I sit here, literally, I sit Indian style like this. I gotta like massage my leg gets numb whenever I'm sitting here for a while, because damn, when I sit here for a while, it's never my right leg, it's always my left leg that goes numb, and I can't feel my toes, and then I have to wiggle my toes and get some life back into it, and then do the rest of the show. But yeah, anyway, all right, I'm gonna watch one more thing and review it. Dave said, Dave, what's the name of the Planet of the Apes cartoon? So, Planet of the Apes. Of the Apes cartoon. Oh, I forgot to review the Harley Davidson one. Harley Davidson trailer watch review. That was like a solid. I love that one. I'm going to give that a 9.8. I can't wait to watch that. Peter Fonda was fucking rocking in that movie. Or in that trailer, excuse me. So the Harley, let's see, so Planet of the Apes television show, I gave it 9.6. Easy Rider, I'm sorry, the Harley one. Easy Rider, Peter Fonda was in that. That's a 9.8 out of 10. And then I gave the Harley Davidson one a 9.8, and then I'm about to review the Planet of the Apes cartoon. So yeah, let me find the intro to that. Well, thanks Visions, thanks Dave for all the new suggestions of movie watches so far. The Peter Fonda one, the Easy Ride, I was like, damn, he's got the shades. He's macking on the hot, sexy 60s chicks, and he's revving his motorcycle. I was like, nah, this is going to fucking rock when I watch this shit. Oh, yeah. I enjoyed it. It looked good. All right. Let me find the cartoon one. Let me see here. My dad loved Planet of the Apes. Him and my mom watched that one all the time. Because they had a deal. Most married couples have this deal. Honey, if you watch all my love movies and Titanic and, oh, I love The Notebook. Then my mom sat through all the, if he dies, he dies. You know, all the Rocky movies. So my mom sat through all the Rocky. My dad liked Rocky movies, so I'll probably throw in Rocky whenever I watch all my dad's favorite ones. But all my dad's kind of became my favorite. Like, my dad introduced me to Rocky. My dad introduced me to all the Predators, all the RoboCops, all the Terminators. So without my dad, I wouldn't know any of the Terminators or any of the RoboCop. RoboCop 3, it's not as good as RoboCop 1 and 2. But it's got some good scenes. But I'll watch it because my dad watched all 3. He didn't like number 3, though. He said, he goes, it's all right, John. 3's all right. I said, which one's your favorite, Dad? He goes, 1 and 2, for sure. He's like, 3 is kind of crap. But he goes, my dad was like me. He goes, my dad said, I don't remember exactly how he said it. He goes, if I invest in a series, then I got to watch it all the way through. So that's where I get that from. So thank God I found the entire series, Visions. Because I was sold after 1. As soon as I watched Death Wish 2, I was like, oh yeah. Now, you said 3, 4, and 5, you said they get more ridiculous and more crappy as they go. I'm like, well, now I'm invested. I got to watch 3 and 4 and 5. I'm like, I don't care how crap they are. I got to watch it all the way to the end. All right, let me find the cartoon. So, Planet of the Apes. Cartoon. And Dave, you said they tied the cartoon into the whole series, too. God, I got a lot of Planet of the Apes watching. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, that's what it was. Dave said Return to the Planet of the Apes is the... Okay, I'm sorry, Dave. I'm sorry. I thought you meant that was another movie. The cartoon series is called Return to the Planet of the Apes. Well, let's watch the intro, shall we? All right, here we go. God, that's loud. Holy shit. I don't want to wake up my fucking neighbors. Holy crap. Nice. I like the tie-ins from the first one in the cartoon intro. You know, Dave, where they put all the apes and the humans like on the cross and they're all laying there. That's from number 1. I like that they put that in the cartoon. We're off to a good start. Oh, nice. Well, Dave, I don't know who did this cartoon artwork, but this is solid cartoon drawings. Very detailed. I like it so far. Nice. Dave, whoever did the drawings for Scooby-Doo and those old 70s cartoons, it kind of reminds me of those type of drawings, but pretty good so far.
Return to the Planet of the Apes.
That was a solid. I'm gonna give that a solid 9.7. That was good. Now, Dave, was Roddy McDowell in the cartoon series? Was he also in that? Because if he was, I'd be like, oh, sweet. Cornelius is even in the cartoon series. Hell fucking yeah. 9.7 out of 10. I like it. It's going on the list. It's going on the list. And since it's the TV show, I doubt the cartoon. I already tried the cartoon series. Is not on the movie app. So Return to the Planet of the Apes cartoon series. Dave said they only had one season, so yeah. All right, I got it on there. Nice. Cool. All right. I think the coolest suggestion so far. I gotta give it up to Visions. Easy Rider is probably the coolest suggestion so far, and of course, Dave, you're my buddy, you're my pal. I like the Planet of the Apes suggestion. So, Bukaki, I was expecting a suggestion from you. Shame, know your name. Not one Bukaki suggestion. No, I'm playing. I'm just joking. Well, thanks for all the suggestions. All right. Next, let's see. We did the skits. We did the reviews. We did the review of the Hangout. Let's see. I've already went 3 hours. I think that's a good place to stop. So I'm gonna change the title to Watch Trailer Reviews. I'm gonna save the best 1980s films for later on today, because I'm starting to get hungry. I'm gonna make myself some breakfast. I'm gonna finish watching this, and then I'm off to Betty Buys. So yeah. Oh yeah. Whew. There you are. Roddy didn't voice the cornet. Oh really? Oh, that sucks. I wish he would have, Dave. Because he was in the TV series. He was in the movies. That would have been nice for him to finish the whole thing. But Dave, I can't wait till we hang out next. You got to tell me how they tie in the cartoons to the old movies, and you got to tell me how they tie in the television series to the old movies. Because I need to know what order to watch them in. So. But yeah, the last one I need to watch is The Kingdom. The Kingdom of Planet of the Apes is over here. And then the TV series and the cartoon, and then I'll be up to date. I also have on the list, somebody in the community told me, I think it was Randy. Randy said, Fierce, if you like the RoboCop ones, you got to watch RoboCop, the TV series. So that's on the list as well. The TV and the movie list, they be a climbing, just like the towers. I don't know if I'll ever get to all this in my lifetime, but I will damn sure try, my friends. Anyway, that was a good show. So I appreciate everybody being patient and letting me get everything off my chest for the first hour. I pray to God that there's not another rehashing, but from now on, I am just going to focus on my panels. Whenever I have a panel, I'm going to focus on the panels. The single shows that I do with all my topics and my vlogs, and not bring up any more drama. I'm going to try my very best, because you're just giving the trolls more ammunition. Then there won't be any rehashing. There won't be any rehashing of drama if I don't talk about drama. There you are. Strong Bear says rescue missions. Oh, is that how they tie it in, Dave? Okay. But is the TV show and the cartoon, is that after the original 5, or is it before? Is it before the series? Let me know, Dave. Anyway, that's a good place to stop, because I've got to get some rest. And I'm going to try and do a little editing today before my live. I don't think anyone's called dibs for Monday, so I'm going to call dibs later on tonight. around the usual time, 6 or 7-ish. So I call dibs. So yeah. Oh, okay, I get it, Dave. 2 other ships. Oh, nice. But Dave, text me how you watch it in order. Do you watch the cartoon series first and then the movies and then the television show, or vice versa? Let me know. So I'm probably going to go live around 6 or 7. I need to figure out how you schedule a live. I forgot how you do that. How you schedule one. So, yeah. Almost time for me to sleep too, but we'll enjoy a 3-day work week. Oh, nice. Nice. Cool. Well, thanks, Bukaki. What the hell, man? Not one movie suggestion from my friend Bukaki. You son of a bitch. And you call yourself a friend, Bukaki? No, I'm just joking. He's like, watch it, Fears. I'll kick your ass. No, I'm just joking, buddy. I'm playing around. Just playing around. Well, hey, a 3-day work week? So what? So, hang on. So what, you work 3 days and then you're off 3 days, Bukaki? Oh, yeah, that's right. Because you said they're long work hours. You said they're like... You said they're like, what, 12-hour shifts, Bukaki? That's a lot. So I get it, yeah. Well, enjoy those 3 days off, man. Hell yeah, you deserve it. Hell yeah. Ha ha ha, I was away, sorry. Oh, dude, I'm playing around. I don't care. I'm joking around, dude. I'm joking around, Bukaki. You know I'm always joking around with you in lower divisions. So yeah, just playing around. Okay, so Dave said the cartoon and the television show you have to watch before Escape. Okay, so you watch 1, 2. Dave, do you watch the TV series first and then the cartoon? Okay, so it's Planet of the Apes 1, 2, the television series, the cartoon, and then you watch 4 and 5, and then all the new shit. Okay, I got it. Nice. Off for 3, but off 4. I took a vacation day just for fun. Oh, nice. And you said they're 12-hour shifts. See, that's what I want. I want Saturday and Sunday off so I can go to church and hang out with the guys. And I'm so sick of FedEx giving me, oh yeah, Fears, you can pick up hours, this part-time bullshit. I cannot wait to find a better job. I've been looking, I really have. It's just jobs are hard to come by. The minute somebody offers me, oh yeah, Monday through Friday, like an 8-hour shift, 10-hour shift, I'm like, yeah, give it to me. You know? Because then I can come home and make dinner, do a little live, and then go to sleep, and then get up, and enough of this. I hate the night shift. Like, the only time I liked the night shift is when I did the security stuff, because it gave me my days off, and I could do the lives and stuff. But, I mean, these night shifts are fucking killing me. Holy crap. That's why I took tonight off. I was like, I'm going to get some rest, and then... all the drama and stuff was just driving me nuts. I'm like, oh, fucking hell. So, yeah. That's a long shift, though. I bet you the money is great, Bukaki. 12-hour shift? Hell yeah. Make that moolah. Money, money, money. I used to like nights, but they are kind of wearing me down now. Yeah, see, they're wearing me down, and I've been in that job for what? I got it slightly after... Oh, well, I got it at the tail end of... I'm sorry, I got it at the start of COVID, because I was doing great at Disney. I did all the security stuff, and they're like, Fierce, you're really good with guests. And I was like, oh, thanks. And they said, man, you've only took a few days off because of your Crohn's. I said, yeah. I said, my stomach be hurting sometimes. They said, yeah, but not much, though. And I said, yeah. I said, I don't like to miss... no work or barely any work. And they're like, yeah, but you're doing good. And they said, you're really professional. I said, well, I take great pride in all my work. And I don't remember what I said, but I told my boss, I said, I don't care if you clean toilets for a living or you're president of the United States, take great pride in whatever you do. I said hard work pays off. That's why I know all the lives and all the editing will someday, hopefully, pay off, And if it doesn't, then at least I died trying, chasing my dream. Because I don't care what the trolls do to me. I am never going to give up on my YouTube passion, It just is stressful. And all these gray hairs, half of them are for Larry, and half of them are Quentin and Moody and all the other fuckers. So, yeah. So, if I didn't meet a troll, I probably would still have all brown hair. So, Dave says, technically, you can watch after the last one as well. Oh, can you? Yeah, but Dave, does it goes, do you watch the cartoon first and then the TV series? Because you said watch part 1, watch part 2, and then you said before Escape from Planet of the Apes, because that's part 3, you watch the TV series. But do you watch the cartoon series and then the TV show and then part 3, or is it the cartoon first and then the TV series? Let me know. But yeah, I'm telling you, Bukaki, those nights they be rough. Like, I love it when I go into work, and we always have a team meeting, and this is when Larry drives me nuts. He's like, how do you know how many fucking boxes, Fierce? Because I've tried to tell everybody, they let us know every single night. I go in early. I always grab a cup of coffee in the break room just to get me going. I clock in like 2 or 3 minutes before, so I'm never late. And then each section in the warehouse, whether you're working on, they move me around to different conveyor belts. They're like, hey, Fierce, you're working on conveyor belt 3 tonight. Great. So we always have a team meeting. They say, oh, tonight's going to be a long night. We got 60,000. They always give us a heads up if it's going to be an easy night or a short night. I love coming in. They're like, hey, guys, should be an easy night. We only got 30,000. I'm like, oh, thank God. Yes, I'll be out of here quick. It'll be, in quick, get all the crap done and get out of here. But I know it's going to be a rough night. Anything below 40,000 is an easy night. Anything 50,000 to 60,000 is a medium night, and anything over 60,000 boxes, I'm like, oh shit, it's gonna be a bad night. It's gonna be a busy night. So yeah. I'm telling you, Bukaki, the only reason why I switched to nights, because when I started at FedEx, I was doing the morning shift, and they begged me to do the night shift. They said, Fears, we'll give you Saturday and Sunday off if you go to the night shift. I was like, what? They said, people don't like the night shift. We'll give you a couple more dollars. And I said, well, as long as I make more money and I get my Saturdays and Sundays off, then yeah, I'll do it. If they didn't offer me more money on the night shift, I would have never done it. I said, oh no, I'll stay on the afternoon shift, because they have, that FedEx never closes. They have 3 shifts, a morning shift, an afternoon shift, and then they have a graveyard shift that I'm on. So, yeah. All right, well, thanks a lot, Dave. I appreciate it. So, part 1, part 2, watch the TV series, watch the cartoon series, part 3, part 4, part 5, and then watch all the new shit. All right, got it. I'm signing off, because I'm going to make breakfast, watch Mad Max kick ass and take names, and then I'm off to Betty Buys. So, yeah. That's why, Dave, I missed your show, and I missed Yak's first show, because I was so tired after the weekend drama and all the weekend fun. Because some of it was fun, but a lot of drama. Hopefully this week is better. I slept all day. Like, I woke up at like 5 or 6 at night. So, yeah. Order of watching the 5 movies, then the TV show, and then okay. Well, no, I thought you said you have to watch the TV show after part 2. Okay. Sounds good. 5 movies, TV series, then the cartoon, and then all the new shit. All right, cool. Technically, the new shit doesn't even fall in with the 5 movies. Like, they go off and it's a retelling of the story. So, really, the new Planet of the Apes doesn't really fall in with the old ones. But I love that they tied in the TV show and the cartoon. That's cool. Because at the end of number 5, everything's kind of balanced out. They're like, all right, well, now humans are accepted by the apes, and now we can coexist. And by the end of number 5, well, we have to rebuild everything, but let's start with this little village and da-da-da-da-da. So, yeah. So it all works out. Or does it? Because I haven't watched the TV series. Dun, dun, dun. Well, I appreciate everybody staying awake. I had a consistent 9-10, 9-10. I only lost 1 viewer. So I didn't think you guys would stay up this early in the morning. People do care about Fears, loving and loyal fans. Thank you. You guys are the best. I'm taking off. Don't forget to... Time for some plugs. Hang on, let me close these 5 windows so I can actually see you guys. And I caught up with the chat. You guys are the best. I love you guys. And I'll try to not talk about any drama on my show because I'm so sick of drama. I shit you not. I told Dave the other night I'm ready to. I also told this. Number Bootcag, I told this to you and I told this to Dave. I said I'm so sick of drama. I'm about ready to bash my face up against the wall. Remember when I said that to you, Bootcag? I said it to Dave too. I said I hate all the drama. I said I just want to get along with it. I hate what Larry has put me through. Unfortunately, I'm never unblocking him. And he's making all these troll videos. If I have to start striking those videos, I will, because I'm so fed up of Larry's bullshit for a fucking lifetime. It's ridiculous. He's nuts. He's certifiably insane. I almost bashed my head up against the wall. I didn't, but I almost did, because people were driving me nuts. Yeah. Yeah, no head bashing allowed. No, I won't. But I was that close because I was like, I'm so annoyed. But I will do my very best. I love when Happy-Go-Lucky Fears is here. I want Happy-Go-Lucky Fears to stay. Because I hate when, I'm not really evil, but I hate when the moody Fears, when I'm in a bad mood, that's when the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde Fears pops out, and I'm like, fuck you, I hope you fucking die. And I hate when I'm that character. You know, it's not really a character. I hate when I'm in a bad mood. I'm like, fuck you, I hope you fucking die. Kiss my fucking ass. I'm gonna beat the shit out of people. I hate. That's when I'm so stressed out of my mind. So trust me, guys. I like it when it's drama free. When the editing and I'm uploading and everything's going good, I'm gonna try to not talk about any more drama anymore on the show and just get to work on those past vlogs and get up to date, and can't wait for new vlog adventures and more content and more epic shows. So I'm going to do my very best. I really will. So yeah. Well, thanks a lot for everyone tuning in. I didn't mean to go this long, but I'm glad I did. I got a lot of stuff off my chest, and I think everything will be better, and I was pretty fair. Yak, please, I'm begging you, no more rehashings, or at least not tonight. I know he's going to do his show, however he's going to do his show, but Yak, I said very nice things. I didn't say anything negative, so I'm praying to God there's not a rehashing one later on today. But yeah, got a lot of things off my chest, and I feel better. So yeah, that's good. And I appreciate me and Yak's nice little conversation before this live. He is a good guy. So yeah. We do care about Fierce. Well, thanks, Bukaki. I appreciate it. I really do. The trolls don't, but my loving and loyal fans do. So I appreciate you guys. I never take you guys for granted. I appreciate all the donations that anyone's ever gave me. I appreciate each and every bit of fan mail that I get. I haven't gotten any in a while, but when I do get it, I appreciate it. I'm going to check the fan mail on Wednesday or Thursday, depending on my schedule. But yeah, I'm taking off. Fears loves you. Fears cares about you. All right, time for some plugs, and then I'm out of here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my buddy Dave, StrongBear19. He's at 200. We got to get him to at least 500 by the end of this year. Oh, yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Mama Bear 06. We got to get Tina to 100 because she's at 52 subscribers, according to Dave. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Zach, the incredible impression. We got to get him to 2,000. Subscribe to Hollywood Toys. Mike, I know we're not talking right now, but I hope by the end of the year we can hash everything out, and I hope everything gets back to normal soon. Because I do like Mike. He's a great guy, great friend, and I love his content. So, yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Mr. Lantern. The myth, the man, the legend. He does a show every Thursday night, every Friday night. Subscribe to Fangirl Kate. Subscribe to Tommy NC 2010. That crazy guy. He's awesome. Follow the Sega Camp Gamer and WearCamp. Follow the Sega Camp Gamer 22 on Twitch. And last, but certainly not least, follow Fears, Lord Fears, at FearsMan26 on my TikTok, FearsMan26, the main channel on YouTube, almost at 3,000, and follow my second channel, Fears Vlogs. And right before I go, I gained some new subs this weekend. So let me give you an official sub count. We're so close to hitting 3,000. My God, I can fucking taste it. All right. On the vlog channel, I'm so close to hitting 2,000. I'm at, the official count on the vlog channel is 1,964 subscribers. Oh my, we're so close to hitting 2,000 on the vlog channel. On the main channel, let me switch over real quick. On the main channel, I am so close to hitting 3,000. I am at 2,991 subscribers. So hopefully in a couple weeks, I guarantee I'll hit 3,000, but by the time I go to another convention, one of Jeff's, because every time me, Zach, Dave, James, and Hollywood Toys might go to a convention, every time as soon as I bust out my vlog camera, they're like, "Oh, you're a vlogger." Oh, as soon as they see this, and as soon as they see Zach and Mike's, "Oh, you're a vlogger." Oh, cool, yeah, I'll subscribe. I guarantee you right after the next show we go to, I'll either be super close to hitting 3,000 or I'll hit 3,000. I guarantee I'll hit 3,000 by the end of this year. And I don't know what I'm going to do to celebrate, hitting 3,000 on the main channel, but I'll figure something out. That's when I'll do a 24-hour stream. I'll take off work and I'll just powerhouse all the way through it. I'll do a 24-hour stream, or I'll take some time off of work and maybe I'll do like a weekend trip to California. I'll think of something to celebrate 3,000. I shit you not, because that'll be like a historical moment in the Fears YouTube career. So I'll think of something. But you guys are awesome. All right, I'll take some time off. Anyway, thanks for the 5 likes. I appreciate that. You guys are awesome. Oh wait, I'm sorry, Dave. I thought you were at 200. Well, by the end of the year, let's get Dave to 200, because Dave says right now I'm at 171. Okay, well, I was close, Dave. Sorry, I thought you were at 200. My bad. Tina's at 53, but we got to get Tina, by the end of the year, 100 subs. Dave, get Tina to do some lives, please. I want to see the Tina lives. And Dave, I know you said you downloaded some editing. I want to see a Dave vlog, because I love the Zach vlogs. Obviously, I like mine. I like Mike's vlogs, but I want to see the Dave Strong Bear 19's editing skills. Get on it. I want to see a Dave vlog, because Dave told me, Fears, like you're behind? I said, oh yeah, I'm behind. He goes, well, so am I. And I said, get on those edits. I appreciate you all for getting me started. Oh, Dave, you're the man. You are the man, Dave. That first time that we met at a convention, you were, going nuts on your motorized cart, and you heard me vlog in, and I was on the live, and you started pumping out the movie history. I was like, this guy's fucking awesome. I'm like, I want to be that guy's friend. Hell yeah. And you're like, oh, Fears, you like movies? I was like, yeah, Dave. That's an understatement. And he's like, oh, well, you got to watch this. And me and Dave instantly hit it off. So, buddy, keep up that movie trivia. Keep up the friendship. Keep going nuts. Dave, we will get you to 200. Lickety split. All right. Fears loves you guys. Fears cares about you guys. And this is Fears signing off. Peace Deuces. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!